series openers. Well, you have to go back 5 series to find an Indiana win in Game 1. Tonight, they begin the Eastern Conference Finals. For the call, let's send you out to our team of George Sedano, PJ Carlissimo, and Mark Kestisher.
Jim, thank you very much. And then there were 4 in the NBA. Dallas and Minnesota to get the Western Conference Finals underway tomorrow night on ESPN Radio. The Boston Celtics, the top team in the NBA, 64 wins, top seed in the East, and the upstart Indiana Pacers, who took out the 3-seed Milwaukee in round 1, took out the 2-seed Knicks, including a Game 7 win at Madison Square Garden 2 days ago. And PJ, a sellout as expected here at the TD Garden. And for the fans, it's obviously championship or bust, and they've been counting down these series. They're halfway home. They've had a lot of rest. About a week off since their clincher against Cleveland last Wednesday, and they get a Pacers team coming in red hot.
Well, they certainly are, and you always wonder when a team clinches early, and you say, well, maybe they're a little bit rusty. I don't think so with the Boston Celtics. This is what they've been pointing for all year. No better place to be. April, May, and June than in TD Garden and watching this team play. Their fans are great. I just think that Indiana, playing as well as they played the latter half of that series after falling behind 2-0, I'm hoping selfishly this is going to be a much more competitive series than some people think.
Indiana had to win 4 of the last 5 against the Knicks, including the only road team to win in the series, that Game 7 victory. Boston had 2 I'd say monumental losses in the Game 2s of their series against Miami and Cleveland. Only that it was the talk of sports radio for 48 hours before they got back on the board. And as we get set for the start of this series, let's get your keys, PJ, for Game 1 of this Eastern Conference Final Series.
Testy for the Indiana Pacers have got to defend the three-point line. Boston takes the most threes, makes the most threes, and they shoot the third-best percentage in the league from three-point. Indiana's got to get one in Boston. They have a great opportunity with Kristaps Porzingis probably missing the first 2 games. Got to take advantage. You just mentioned they won 4 out of 5. For the Knicks, you do not want to fall behind 2-0, particularly against this team. For the Boston Celtics, they got to limit paint points. That's what Indiana does better than anybody. They led the entire NBA in the regular season. They're number 2 in the playoffs. And again, to play the Boston without Porzingis, they should be able to do a little more damage inside. JT for 3. That's what Eddie Palladino said. Every time Jason Tatum makes a free, but he's only shooting 28% in the playoffs. He was 38 in the regular season. He's got to get back to Jason Tatum where he used to.
Eddie Palladino, the great public address voice here at TD Garden. Before we get the lineups, PJ had mentioned no Kristaps Porzingis. We're happy to have George Sedano alongside for the next month as we go through the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals. George, what's the latest you're hearing on KP?
Testy, he is out for tonight, as PJ alluded to. He did shoot, though, in the pregame, so he's getting shots up. The team is hopeful that he can join them at some point in this series. Our own Adrian Wojnarowski was on television just a little while ago saying that Game 4 is a potential target if all things go well, Kesty.
Appreciate it, George. And it'll be Al Horford for the 7th straight game getting the start. Let's give you the starting lineups for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Indiana backcourt, Tyrese Halliburton and Andrew Nembhard. Halliburton shot 44% from deep and averaged over 23 points per game after Game 1. Nembhard, of course, had the game-winning 3 in Game 3 against the Knicks. Frontline, the former Celtic Aaron Nesmith, who was terrific on the defensive end against Jalen Brunson in round 2. Pascal Siakam, who was acquired from Toronto in January, shot 40% from the three-point line against the Knicks. And Miles Turner's been great from three-point land. He's been terrific. Rim protection, he is in the middle for Indiana. Celtics, who've been off a week since the win over Cleveland to wrap up that second-round series in 5 games. Drew Holiday, Derek White in the backcourt, both named All-NBA second-team defense earlier today. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they are the offensive engine that runs this club. And as we mentioned, Al Horford, who stays ready and delivered in the clinching game.
And Father Tito's sitting right of us and right next to Rick Wilson, one of the co-owners with Boston. I'll tell you, because everybody talks about their offense because of the three-point shooting and how explosive they are. They are also the second best by some standards, the first best defensive team in the NBA, the Boston Celtics. So that's one of the reasons they put up 64 wins in the regular season.
The Eastern Conference Finals gets underway as the Pacers win the opening tap. Tony Brothers, David Guthrie, Tyler Ford, our three officials for game number one. The Pacers still wearing those gold uniforms, trimmed in blue. They'll attack the basket to our left. And Neesmith's pass intercepted by Tatum. Up ahead to Brown, jams it home with a right hand. He hit the deck hard, no foul, but a steal and a jam to open the Eastern Conference Finals.
Both of these teams very good in terms of taking care of the ball, low turnovers. It's certainly not the way Rick Carlisle wanted to start.
Here's Siakam on the drive. Horford with the block. Oh, we got a goaltending call on the other end, so we will count that for Pascal Siakam. But noticeably, after being a week off, the defense looking quick for Boston.
Yeah, very quick, and Jaylen Brown's the one that gets the matchup. Wow, they're challenging already. I actually thought it was a good block, but I'm surprised to see a challenge this early.
This might be the earliest challenge in the history of NBA challenges. We are 35 seconds into the ball game. And look, you got to talk about, when you want to challenge stuff. The question wasn't if it hit the backboard.
Did it charge to Boston. The players were challenged by Boston.
It's going to be overturned.
So we do have a challenge. 35 seconds in. You heard the voice of Tony Brothers. They'll check it out with help from Secaucus. We'll tell you about it on the other side. As of now, Boston and Indiana tied at 2. Game 1, you're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Discover the difference at Huntington Honda.
Right now, save even more during our Memorial Day sales event all month long. Lease a new 2024 Honda HR-V LX all-wheel drive for $319 a month.
Shop HuntingtonHondaCars.com now. Huntington Honda, Jericho Turnpike, Huntington.
It's not a question of if, or even of when. Climate change is affecting New Jersey right now. The things that make us great, our majestic shorelines and rivers, and our bustling cities, also make us vulnerable to rising sea levels, inland flooding, and extreme heat. But we're not focused on the fear, we're focused on the fight. And New Jersey has the people, the power, and the plans to be resilient. Learn more about them and find helpful resources at climatechange.nj.gov.
Here to tell you about my friends over at Bath Fitter. They remodeled my bath, did an incredible job, customized it for my specific needs, processed super easy, one expert installer, and done in a day. No demo, no mess. Bath Fitter's a permanent, high-quality solution with a lifetime guarantee. 3 million happy customers like me. For a limited time, get 0% interest or save $500 on complete Bath Fitter systems. So, start designing your bath today like I did at bathfitterdesign.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
At Garden City Mazda, discover more about what moves you.
Don't miss deals all month long during our customer appreciation event. Right now, lease the sleek new 2024 Mazda CX-5 for $339 per month.
Garden City Mazda, exceptional in every way.
From the Grangers studio, I'm Jim Baskell, reminding you our coverage of Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Dallas Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves comes your way tomorrow night beginning at 8 Eastern. We have a call decision on that first challenge, and the insight comes from George, PJ, and Kesty.
All right, Jim, and it is a successful challenge for Joe Mazzulla. So it was no goaltend. It's now 2-0 Boston leading Indiana. Celtics have possession, but was it worth using a challenge in a game that we could see upwards of 220 points being scored?
I didn't think so. Clearly it was there. They didn't need to get the crowd involved. The crowd was already involved. But Joe Mazzulla has won 64 games this year and 57 last year. And I'm sitting over here with you and John McGann. So I got to trust Joe.
Joe Mazzulla, 2 years as a head coach, 2 trips to the Eastern Conference Finals, 2-0 Boston leading Indiana. And I won't bother calling research to see if that was the earliest challenge. Has to be, right? Any game. in the 3 years he's been doing this? I would be amazed. 25 seconds into the game. Here we go. Celtics with the ball to our right. Jason Tatum dribbling up high. He's going to be guarded by Tyrese Halliburton open. Tatum walks him to the three-point line, to the free throw line. 4 to shoot. Step back jumper. No good. Rolls out. Tap by Horford. And a new possession. Out to Holiday, who banks the three from the corner.
Well, I thought he climbed all over Miles Turner's back, but no call inside.
So an offensive rebound, a three-pointer, 5-0 Boston. Here's Nembhard up in the air and nowhere to go. Pass it outside to Neesmith. Post away. Derek White got a hand on it to Tatum to Brown. Up in the air, went right hand to left hand and able to scoop it in.
Maybe that's why Joe Mazzulla challenged. He wants to run him out early.
7-0 Boston here in game one. Very, very effective Boston defense. Here's Nembhard hitting the rolling Turner. High off the glass, missed it against Horford. Al grabs the rebound. Up ahead, Holiday to White. Turns the corner on the baseline. Short jumper's good, and the Celtics have scored the first 9 of game one.
Well, Carlisle not calling a timeout. He's telling his guys, let's go.
We're just 2 minutes into game one of the Eastern Finals. The crowd's engaged, and it's 9-zip Boston. Siakam backing down. Shot way off the mark, but Siakam chased down the loose ball. 7 to shoot. He never touched the rim. Here's Siakam in the mid-post. Fades, fires, missed again, and rebounded by Holiday. Outside to Brown. Jalen dribbling on the right. Picked up by Halliburton. Works his way to the baseline. Double team comes. Passes out to Holiday. 3 from on high. Missed it. Siakam rebounds. Outlet Nembhard. Pacers looking for their first bucket. Neesmith layup falls off the rim. No good.
They've had good shots, including the one where goaltending was called, but they're not putting the ball in the basket. Already missed more shots. I think they missed the whole first quarter on Sunday.
That's a great point. They shot 76% first half. They're 0 for 5. And Al Horford buries a 3 from the wing, and Rick Carlisle can wait no longer. Timeout Boston. 12-0 start to the conference finals.
Most of the offense keyed by the defense. Derek White knocked one loose to his all-defensive partner, Drew Holiday. That got them running, making the move. And again, ice-cold start, 0 for 5 for the Indiana Pacers.
Timeout here in Boston. They're all on their feet. 9:16 to go. Opening quarter, game one. The Celtics 12. The Pacers nothing. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh. Hey, good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details. Whether it's baseball season, basketball playoffs, or hockey playoffs, experience it live this spring with Vivid Seats. With one of the most reliable rewards programs in the business, Vivid Seats makes it easy to score great deals on great seats with a 100% buyer guarantee. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every ticket purchase, including surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Jim Basketball in our Granger studio. Reminding you, don't forget to log on to ESPN NBA Radio to vote in the Zone AutoZone poll question. Who is going to be in the zone for tonight's matchup of choices? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown for Celtics, Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam for the Pacers. In the Zone is brought to you by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and battery replacements that fit your needs. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Get in the Zone AutoZone. The Celtics have the game's first 12 points on the board. Back to George, PJ, and Keston.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. So 12-0 Boston. George Sedano, what is Rick Carlisle saying in that timeout to his Pacers?
Kesty, PJ, as you would expect, the championship coach, cool, calm, and collected, just told his team, guys, we should have 6 points. We missed 3 layups. No big deal. Just keep playing.
And also didn't get a call on one end. You were right. Al Horford offensive rebound was clear over the back.
Watch the replay. But they, as George just said, them had layups. Rick Carlisle wasn't exaggerating.
Right out of the timeout, Nembhard drives to the corner. Neesmith, the former Celtic, missing a 3. Rebound. Celtics. Travis Brown tried to get it to Tatum, and it was slapped away by Neesmith.
Good hustle back in transition by Aaron Neesmith.
On the other end, Tyrese Halliburton at the top. Left side to Nembhard. Drives Tatum much taller into the lane. Can't get a shot. 12 to shoot. Sends it outside to Turner. Miles with it. Dribbling on the three-point line. Falls down with 6 to shoot. Gives to Nembhard. Now to Siakam. He's in the mid-post. Spins. Tough fade. Good. And Indiana finally on the board.
He had Drew Holiday on him. Shot right over him.
Tatum quickly down the other end. Lays it in. Boston using pace against one of the highest paced teams in the league.
Wow, these two probably the 2 highest scoring teams in the regular season. They both get it up the floor really quickly. Pascal Siakam camped under the rim, just takes Jason Tatum right to the basket.
14-4 off that make. Horford quick 3 misses. Nobody on the weak side for Boston. Here comes Indiana. All 5 starters have scored for Boston early. Halliburton penetrates outside the Nembhard. Left angle 3 goes down, and now the Pacers getting their footing down 7.
And Boston finally has to take the ball out of bounds a couple of times to slow them down.
The Celtics have opened 6 of 9. That was the pace Indiana had in Game 7 the other day at the Garden. Jaylen Brown got deep. Miles Turner covered and chased him out to the perimeter.
It's a tough cover for Miles Turner.
Here comes Brown, right side Horford, catching through 3, off the mark. Halliburton has it for the Pacers. Up ahead to Neesmith, who'll start on the left side, a draft pick by the Celtics. Now with Indiana to Halliburton, step back 3 off the iron, high rebound, tapped out by Turner, but controlled by Jaylen Brown. Up ahead for Holiday, but a nice job by Halliburton, who knocks it out of bounds across the baseline. And we'll get our first substitutions. Or we will wait. Tony Brothers will wait as Pritchard and Luke Cornett getting set to come into the ballgame. 7:14 to go in the first. Obi Toppin and T.J. McConnell also getting set to come in, and same for Ben Shepherd.
Ben Shepherd and T.J. McConnell into the game.
Neesmith, Siakam, Nembhard all sit. You see him breathing heavy, too, at this heavy pace here to start Game 1.
They got to be running harder back on defense than they are right now. Celtics are getting the ball up the court too easily.
White inbounds to Tatum, just loping his way down the paint, scores easily over Shepherd.
Indiana's a much improved defensive team in the playoffs from the regular season.
Halliburton pulls for 3 and connects from the left wing.
Talking about transition defense not being there. Tyrese just walked right into that shot.
16-10, Celtics lead. Derek White ahead of steam right into T.J. McConnell. Pass over to Brown on top. Jaylen Brown using a screen left of the circle. Now gets off a shot for 3 and knocks it down.
Let's see, believe it or not, Derek White has twice as many 3-point field goals as anybody else on the Boston roster in the playoffs.
That's remarkable. 19-10, Boston the lead. 6.5 to go. Quarter 1. Toppin to Shepherd, the rookie, in the corner. Down to McConnell in the deep right corner. Shot clock winding. Down to 5. McConnell senses it. Drives baseline and reverses it in.
Picking up right where he left off. Driving the ball into the paint. He did it repeatedly against New York.
Pacers within 7. Horford blows in from the left. Backs down Turner. Right to the middle of the lane and hooks it up and in. Boston has had its way in the paint here in the first quarter. Halliburton drops it for Turner. Layup off the mark and a whistle. from our lead official, Tony Brothers, and Al Horford will get called for the blocking foul.
They're getting good shots, Indiana, right now. They just got to settle down and put the ball in the basket, although bigger problem for them, Boston is looking like Indiana on Sunday against New York. They're scoring virtually every time down the floor.
And they're looking like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this coming Sunday. They look like the Indy 500, the speed at which they're going. The passes, the shots, the drives, all very crisp as Horford comes out. Luke Cornett replaces.
They're certainly not tired from playing.
No. They had a good rest, a week in between each of the first two rounds. Peyton Pritchard also in the game. That's a good little sub-matchup, Pritchard and T.J. McConnell. Both point guards off the bench for their respective teams as the free throws go in for Miles Turner.
Football score.
Patriots lead the Colts 21-14. Celtics the lead. Here's Tatum baseline. Got fouled. Got off a short jumper miss. Shepard commits the personal. And Jason Tatum will head to the free throw line.
Shepard, along with Derek Lively, Testy, two of the very, very few young guys playing alive in these playoffs and being counted on as rotation players.
Tatum first free throw is good. Boston leading by 8. You like the breath of fresh air, young guys, new teams, this Final Four as we embark on the conference finals?
I like it a lot. It's going to be interesting to watch them because they're in a different spotlight than they've been, and as well as they've all played, this is a different level, and this is where the reputations are made. People can say anything they want, but I don't mean to demean the regular season, but the regular season is not what it's all about.
Tatum hits both free throws, 23-14 Boston. Western Finals get underway tomorrow night as Turner floats it up and in. Miles Turner scores for Indiana.
There's a veteran, not a young guy. There's a veteran in his first Eastern Conference Final.
Waited a long time, Miles Turner, now in his 9th season, the longest tenured Pacer. 5.5 to go, first quarter. Jason Tatum receives the pass, drives hard, angles around with the left hand and scoops it up and in. 8 points for Tatum quickly after not getting on the board in that initial 12-0 burst. Here's Halliburton. Oh, he tried to go over the back. No look to McConnell. They did not connect. Turnover Pacers.
This 71% look familiar?
Yeah, that was a number. Indiana was on quite a bit Sunday. Boston with the hot shooting early. Here's Pritchard penetrating. They kick it into the corner. Jaylen Brown stray overcooked it. Shepard the weak side rebound. Outlet McConnell, 4:50 to go in the first. McConnell cutting across the free throw line to Turner. He lets go on a three. It pinballs out. Rebound Boston. Up ahead for Pritchard. What a pace we have here in the first quarter. It is fast and faster. Pritchard around the Tatum screen. Takes Shepard into the lane. Fakes a drive. Passes out. White three. No good. 3 Pacers under the basket have the rebound.
Boston doesn't really go to the offensive glass that much. They're more concerned with transition defense.
Hoppin a fake on the 3. Drives the lane. Not there, but Miles Turner cleans it up and puts it in. 7-point lead. Boston. 25-18. 4:10 left in the first. Peyton Pritchard will send it over to Tatum on the right angle. Tatum holding, now dribbles to the top. Ben Shepard defending, puts a right hand in his face. Shot clock at 7. Shoots over Shepard, missed the 3 short, rebound Toppin. Obi front court, dribbles all the way to the left hash mark, gives it to McConnell. TJ with it, out on the left. Up top, Turner. Underneath Toppin, receives the pass easily against the smaller Pritchard and scores.
Miles Turner had scored the last 6 points. That time his assist created the opportunity for Obi Toppin.
And as close as the Pacers have been to that early rout by Boston at the 5-point game. Here's Brown ducking under Turner and laying it in.
Long step and went right past him.
27-20, Celtics the lead. T.J. McConnell will work from the right wing on top to Turner and back to Ben Shepard. Now Halliburton feeds Turner. Medium range jumper not there. Rebound corralled by Tatum. Down floor, left to right. Tatum in the lane. Accelerates layup, just missed. He wanted a foul, didn't get the call.
There was no foul.
Down floor, McConnell trying to lob it low for Toppin. Looked like it was tapped out of bounds, but Jaylen Brown must have retracted his hand, and the ball went out to Boston.
Yeah, I'm surprised, too. I thought it was off JB.
Remember, they used early timeouts to challenge. Rick Carlisle had to call one when it was 12-0, so this heavy pace taking a toll on these guys. Another hockey line change here at the 3-minute mark to go in the first.
Both coaches concerned with getting fresh people in. We got very short possessions. We don't need the 24-second clock. It's like 5, 10-second possessions, and then boom, you're running the other way.
Just under 15 at the Story.
No standing around.
Here's Pritchard. Hauser's on the floor first time. Slings it up top to Brown. Jalen drives. Little push shot in from 10 feet away. Lead restored to 9.
Rick Carlisle's disgusted with his team's defense, and he should be.
Second time out this quarter called by Rick Carlisle. Going to huddle everybody up. Calling over T.J. McConnell. Have a little discussion with him here at the 2:44 mark to go in the first quarter. Boston 29, Indiana 20. Mark Kestisher, P.J. Carlissimo, George Sedano just getting started on the Eastern Conference Finals. The West Game 1 tomorrow night with the Mavericks in Minnesota. 8 Eastern time for coverage of that one on ESPN Radio. We got every game the rest of the way, all the way through the NBA Finals. PJ, felt like Indiana found their footing after getting down 12 early, but still having trouble, as you pointed out, stopping Boston.
Well, they had, but they're not getting any stops down here at all. And worse, I mean, 29 points is obviously a boatload in the first 9 minutes, but 18 of them are points in the paint. I kept saying early on, hey, Indiana's getting good shots and just not putting them in. Boston's getting better shots than they are putting them in. Very little resistance being offered right now by the Indiana defense.
Well, they call it the play-by-play era statistically, and if you go back, the Celtics' 12-0 start matched the longest start to a conference final game in the last quarter century. Indiana got it down to 5, but right now the Celtics lead by 9. Indy will have the ball out of the timeout.
It's fortunate Boston's only 3 for 9 from the three-point line right now. At least they're not raining those down, and Pacers are 2 for 5. That's helped them out a little bit, but all their problems under the basket are all right, Kesty, the defensive end of the floor for the Pacers.
I know Pacers on the offense. Here's Toppin trying to find Shepard down low as he cut across the lane. Hits McConnell, who dives and lays it in.
T.J. McConnell has been such a reliable scorer and such a lift for the Pacers every game.
With 2 baskets here. Drew Holiday got deep, flipped it up, missed it. Rebounded by Indiana. Down floor, Toppin. Great pass right in stride, and Toppin able to lay it in.
Beautiful pass ahead.
That was Ben Shepard who delivered that 30-foot dime. Pacers within 5. Pritchard stops in the lane. Outside to Horford for 3. Missed it. Weak side. Holiday taps it out of bounds. He's saying I should challenge it. They only have 1 challenge remaining.
I thought it was off, Drew.
I thought so, too. I think every time now you don't agree with it, you just tell the coach you want to challenge. Minute 50 to go in the first. Isaiah Jackson in the game, has it deep, sends it outside to Neesmith. Drives, lost his footing, sitting on his backside. He'll send it out to McConnell. 10 to shoot. TJ against Horford. Gets through him in the lane, peels to the right, bounce to Toppin with 4. Toppin elbow jumper on its way and in. And here come the Pacers. Down 3.
We ever get a game when the 2 of them are cooking at the same time, it scores me about 150 to 145.
Well, here's that depth of Indiana. They are 10-0 in bench points here in Game 1. Jaylen Brown stopped up high, minute 18 to go, passes, gets it back. Brown to the three-point line, to the free throw line. Euro steps his way down and lays it in. 31-26 Boston. 1:05 to go in the first. McConnell fading jumper, not there. Rebound Holiday. Starts a break. Holiday middle of the floor against Shepard. Tried to blow by him with a shoulder. Lost it out of bounds. They'll say last touch by Indiana.
Well, we talked about the Indiana bench and how productive it's been. And the 2 lead men have been Obi Toppin and T.J. McConnell. They've got the last 8 points for the Pacers right now. And they have repeatedly come off the bench and given them a lift. Pascal Siakam back in, and Isaiah Jackson's not very happy. He wants to stay in the game.
Barely got his motor revved. Jackson only played a couple of minutes there.
He's the 9th man. Rick Carlisle uses 9, but he's the 9th man in terms of minutes.
That's unusual in the playoffs as a 3-pointer out of the inbound. Peyton Pritchard buries the first bench points for Boston. 34-26 Celtics. 45 seconds to go first quarter. Siakam right of the circle, 1 dribble, hands to Toppin. He'll take a behind the screen 3, and he'll knock it home.
I was critical of Obi in the Game 7. Thought he had some threes that he passed up because he's a good three-point shooter.
And he just got a steal on the other end. Toppin's got 9 points off the bench. 5-point game, Indiana with it. Half a minute to go in the first. Shepard up top to McConnell. Double screen up high. McConnell will dribble to the left elbow. Fires it back to Shepard. Shepard over to Siakam. Down low it goes. Basket. Easy bucket for Indiana and Obi Toppin.
You're going to laugh at me, Cash. Foul to give. Both teams have committed 1 foul.
Among many things have gone fast here due to their no stoppages. Shot clock off. 7 seconds to go. Boston had a 12-0 lead. They're only up 3. Tatum fired pass hit by McConnell. Indiana tries to control, doesn't matter. The clock runs out, and a great finish to the first quarter by the Indiana Pacers.
Excellent job getting back into the game by the Pacers, keyed by Obi Toppin and T.J. McConnell. The last 13 points by the Pacers, by those two, and steals on the other end of the floor. Finally got some stops against the Celtics.
So Boston scored the first 12. But their lead is only 3 after 1. Celtics 34, the Pacers 31. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. If you have open roles, chances are you're feeling this too. That's why you need Robert Half. Our specialized recruiting professionals engage with our proprietary AI to connect businesses of all sizes with highly skilled talent in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Our negative thoughts can stick with us, so we all have something to get off our chest. Therapy is a safe space to share whatever's weighing you down, so you can get some relief and find a solution. BetterHelp offers professional, affordable online therapy on a flexible schedule. Start the process in minutes and switch therapists anytime. Let it out with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/score today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/score.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Jim Baskel from our Granger Studios reminding you our coverage of Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals comes tomorrow night. Dallas Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves. That coverage begins at 8 Eastern. Kesty, you touched on this. The Pacers bench league high, nearly 47 points a game, better than 33 points off the bench in these playoffs. Celtics starters score better than 91 a game. Well, that trend is continuing tonight. Pacers 15-3 edge off the bench. It's got them within 3, 34-31, start of the second quarter.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. And as we get the second quarter underway, let's check in with George Sedano.
Kesty, PJ, I was in the Celtics huddle a moment ago, and Al Horford and Jaylen Brown were talking to their teammates about T.J. McConnell and making sure that he doesn't control the pace of the game, and also to make sure they match up properly on guys like Obi Toppin, Kesty.
PJ, what are you seeing?
Good luck trying to control T.J. McConnell. He just puts his head down, goes like 100 miles an hour into the paint. He's been finishing really well, and he always gets the assist. He's on target. Now, it's early in the playoffs, but the only other player off the bench that ever averaged 10 points and 5 assists in the playoffs is Michael Cooper, and TJ's on target for that right now.
Jason Tatum on the floor for Boston to open the second. Backed up. Free throw line jumper missed. Tatum ended up on the deck. McConnell coming the other way. Up ahead to Siakam. Hesitation dribble into the lane. Jump stop against Horford. Fade tried to pass in the air and turned it over. Tatum ahead to Drew Holiday. Pacers get back defensively. Over to Pritchard for three. Knocks another one home from the left wing.
12 threes attempted already by the Celtics. They've made 5. Peyton Pritchard. Usually he and Al Horford off the bench doing the same thing for Boston.
Here's Shepard looking to answer a three from the right. Missed it. Pritchard the rebound. Pritchard shooting 43% from deep in the playoffs. Now he's going to drive deep against McConnell. Sends it into the corner. Horford up around the ring. It goes to Tatum. Tatum tried to behind the back and bounced it off the back of his foot, but saves it at half court. 6 to shoot for Boston. Tatum walking Isaiah Jackson to the three-point line. Rises. Missed the three-pointer, but the Celtics save it. Holiday tapped it to Pritchard, but his shot did not get off in time as the shot clock did not reset.
How was that defense by Isaiah Jackson, Tess?
Not bad for Jackson, who only saw a couple of minutes in that first quarter, the one and done from Kentucky. 37-31 Boston. Just underway, second quarter here in game one.
Shepard's got to look at the basket. I think he likes the corner threes more, though.
McConnell has it up high against Sam Hauser. Off the dribble. Great spin move. Lefty finish. Could not get it. Hauser rebounds for Boston.
Did everything but made the layup.
Hauser, Pritchard, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Jason Tatum on the floor, and Boston White and Kelly Green. Pritchard behind the back escape dribble and knocks home the 10-footer.
Peyton Pritchard's attacking T.J. McConnell every time he gets him in an ISO situation.
Pritchard's got 8 points off the bench here in game one. The lead is 8 for Boston. McConnell ball overhead, fires it right side Neesmith. Aaron one dribble, handoff to Siakam, all above the three-point line with 6 to go. Now Neesmith drives, Neesmith fades, fires and connects on a 10-footer.
That's Aaron's first points of the game. Pascal Siakam's the guy that has to get going for the Indiana.
Drew Holiday dribbling the ball, looked like he nearly kicked it out of bounds, but got fortunate. Pascal Siakam went for it last to touch. Celtics will keep. At 9:47 to go in the second, 39-33 Boston.
There's a little surprise for Rick Carlisle's bench. He's going one deeper than he normally goes.
Going 10 here?
Yeah, Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith in the game was their third rebounder regular year. Lost minutes when Siakam came over. Sam Hauser off the curl, missed the three. Shepard rebounds but tried to fire it into the front court, threw it out of bounds, trying to get it to Neesmith on the run.
Ben Shepard's gotten a little sped up the last couple games. He was playing better earlier in the playoffs. It's not easy for rookies this time of the year.
6th Indiana turnover, 9.5 to go in the first. Horford fouled. He received the pass from Holiday, turned and tried to jam. He might have got the worst of it as he's wiping his nose and his lip on some heavy contact right at the rim.
Rick Carlisle's looking at his assistants. He wants to make sure there was contact.
That was Ben Shepard.
I'm not sure there was.
Made a business decision to take on Horford.
Rick is not. He's elected not to. It's like he's thinking about it, but I think he is not going to challenge.
Shepard's second foul. Horford will go to the line. 9:30 to go here in the first half.
What an excellent player in his own right. But, I mean, off the bench, he's been incredible. And they lose Kristaps Porzingis and don't miss a beat. I mean, you just wheel Al Horford into the lineup and gives you the defense, gives you the three-point shooting. You know, we have this series when Kristaps comes back, between Horford, Kristaps, Porzingis, and Miles Turner, we got 3 of the best shooting bigs, best three-point shooters in the NBA.
Great point. Horford hits 2 free throws there. Back to an 8-point Celtic lead. 41-33, 9:25 to go, first half. Andrew Nimhard taking on Hauser through the lane. Pass it outside. Neesmith rises for 3. Missed it. Tatum couldn't corral the rebound. And it'll stay with Indiana catching a break there.
That certainly did. And Neesmith's been struggling in the playoffs. He's shooting 30%. That'll probably dip him under 30 from 3.
His calling card was defense in the last round. And back here in Boston where he began his career. Neesmith with it off the inbound from the left. Dribble, puts it up with the left hand and scores the lay-in.
And that's what he does really well is attack the rim and compete on the other end defensively.
41-35, Celtic lead down to 6. Horford with it on the wing. Jalen Smith defending. They clear out the right. Horford dribbles down to the low box, backing down Smith into the mid-post. Turns baseline. Got the foul and the basket as he put it off the window and in. The soon-to-be 38-year-old Al Horford with a chance at a three-point play.
We call this a mini standing ovation. They love seeing Al Horford work, and unusual for him. Not that he never goes inside, but they're used to seeing him stand outside and shoot those threes. He just backed Jalen Smith in right to the rim and then finished and got the and one opportunity.
Al Horford a chance at his 10th point as he goes to the free throw line. He had 22, 15 rebounds, 5 assists in the clincher over Cleveland last week, which included 6 3-pointers. Third oldest player in the postseason to have a game of at least 20 points, 15 boards, 5 rebounds. The other two, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James.
I'll tell you what, Derek White back in. Peyton Pritchard gave the Celtics a real lift in his minutes on the floor.
If I'm not mistaken, it was at least 12-0 bench points Indiana. Pritchard hit that first of 2 threes.
Yeah.
And then helped that bench.
It ended up 15-3. Jim Basco talked to us about that.
Yep.
15-3 at the end of the quarter.
Horford splits the free throws, 43-35. Turner drives down the lane and jackhammers with a right hand.
If you don't get back and get matched up and out because both teams shoot threes, they are going to just run it right down your throat.
6-point game. Horford for 3. No good. Nimhard couldn't hang on to the rebound. Hauser knocked it out of bounds, and Sam Hauser saying, come on, challenge it. But Boston's going to save that one.
They're not going home. Look at Tyler. They may. The other officials come in from the outside.
Oh, they're going to change it. Tyler Ford and David Guthrie discussing and changing the call to Celtics basketball.
That's good officiating if he's got it right. We didn't see the replay, but Tyler Ford came in and said to David, the way that normally goes, he said, are you sure you got it right? Because I saw it differently. If the official's confident he has it right, that's the end of the discussion. If he's not, he said, you know what, maybe I did miss it. I'll go with you.
Some Pacer fans still cross with Tyler Ford from game 1 of the last round.
With good reason.
And an offensive foul.
But like the players, the teams that are here, there's only 4 left. Oh, tough shot.
Jaylen Brown fading away on one leg from 15 feet.
Only the best officials have advanced here to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals.
Boston by 8. Nimhard jacks a 3, missed it. Rebound Cornette with 8 minutes to go in the half. Celtics trying to go double figures again. Inside the Holiday, turns and scores. 10-point Boston lead. Timeout, Indiana.
Every time it appears that the Pacers are making a run and closing the gap, they just break down on the defensive end, and unfortunately, they're missing their threes. When they miss a shot, it just turns Boston loose in transition.
Timeout here at TD Garden with 8:01 to go in quarter 2. Boston 47, Indiana 37. You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Experience the luxury of choice when you pick your powertrain at Mercedes-Benz of New Rochelle. Whether it's the all-electric EQE, SUV, the dynamic gas-powered GLE, or the versatile GLE plug-in hybrid, each SUV offers unmatched luxury, safety, and performance. It's a win-win-win. Visit them at mbnewrochelle.com or in person to find your E today and tell them Michael sent you. Mercedes-Benz of New Rochelle, proud member of the Pepe Auto Group, the name you've trusted since 1968.
It's not a question of if, or even of when. Climate change is affecting New Jersey right now. The things that make us great, our majestic shorelines and rivers, and our bustling cities, also make us vulnerable to rising sea levels, inland flooding, and extreme heat. But we're not focused on the fear, we're focused on the fight. And New Jersey has the people, the power, and the plans to be resilient. Learn more about them and find helpful resources at climatechange.nj.gov.
Don't be the guy with the T-shirt on in the pool this summer. Contact NJ Diet today and you'll be able to feel confident being shirtless after losing a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40-plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair and saliva along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then, NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help keep the weight off. Locations throughout the tri-state, or they are available from the comfort of your own home with live online video consultations. Lose weight the natural way, quickly and safely. Call 855-5NJ-DIET. Schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. Get slimmer before the summer and without any shots. That's njdiet.com to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Go to njdiet.com and lose the weight for good.
Basketball from our Granger Studios. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum have each scored 25-plus points in the same playoff game 15 times. That's the second most by teammates in Boston Celtics postseason history, trailing only Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, who did it 17 such times. Thus far, Tatum 8, Brown 12. Boston up 10 with 8 to go in the opening half. Back to George, PJ, and Kesty.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. PJ, assists and turnovers right now, especially turnovers, hurting Indiana.
Yeah, they really are, and they're kind of spreading them in like every couple possessions, but they've got 6 turnovers. It's led to 11 Celtic points. Meantime, the Celtics with only 3, 4 points off them for Boston. But what's impressive, the assists, again, number 1 in the league in the regular season and in the postseason, Indiana. They've got 13 on their 16 field goals. Boston, not far behind, 13 on their 19 field goals. So really good ball movement and unselfish play by both teams.
Out of the timeout, Tyrese Halliburton back on the floor for Indiana. They go inside of Siakam. Ball knocked away from behind by Drew Holiday.
Turnover number 7.
Tatum in the forecourt to our right. Going to back down the smaller Nembhard. Now turns against him, trying to wrap around a pass. Couldn't get there. Tipped away, and Tatum gets it back. 12 to shoot. Tatum still attacking Siakam, who reaches around, pokes it out of Tatum's hands and out of bounds. Shot clock at 8. Celtics living up to their outstanding perimeter defenders, White and Holiday. Holiday getting the steal the last time down. Inbound Cornet, quick pass for Tatum, but
pushing off.
A push-off got Tatum free underneath. Offensive foul, Boston.
Very few whistles. That, of course, doesn't count as a team foul, but Pacers with 2 fouls this quarter. Boston yet to commit a foul.
Well, we have 1-1 in the first.
1-1 in the first.
Halliburton floater, missed it from 10. Rebound to Luke Cornet of the Celts. Up ahead to Holiday, across the timeline to the three-point line. Sets up on the left. Jaylen Brown is in the game, baseline left. Takes top into the free throw line to the dotted line. Spins, turns his body, rainbow shot. Missed, tapped out by Siakam. Halliburton's got it. Up ahead, half-court, Nembhard, met quickly by White. Finds Turner, who steps into a 3 and knocks it home.
Well, I guarantee you Joe Mazzulla showed the Celtics him shooting threes, Miles Turner.
Pacers back within 7. A long down-court pass received by Derek White. Turner had to get back to cover. White's got it, steps back, corner 3, no. Cornet bats it, and it'll go right to the Celtic bench. So Tito Horford was closer to that one making the catch, and it'll be Pacer ball.
Kirsty, I know we went back and forth in the Indiana series, but Tyrese Halliburton has to be aggressive offensively for this team to win.
Only got 3 shots so far in game 1. Here's Turner loading up for a dunk, able to push it off the glass and in against Luke Cornet.
We almost had a foul. We almost had a foul call.
Last 7 points for Indiana belong to Miles Turner. Indiana back within 5, 47-42. Tatum backing down top in middle of the lane. Tried to pivot, couldn't. Outside Pritchard. Reload Tatum, but way out on the wing. 5 to shoot. Great turn, Tatum, and 1. Wow, what an explosive move by Jason Tatum from the wing. Slammed it home and a chance for 3.
Earlier in the possession, he had his back to Obi Toppin, and he was kind of spinning back and forth, probing, but Obi Toppin did a good job. When Jason Tatum got the ball in the corner one-on-one with Obi, he didn't fool around anymore. He just blew right by him with a quick dribble move right to the rim.
We always talk rest versus rust. Not a rusty team. Very quick on both sides of the ball. Tatum and Brown already in double figures.
Far from it, and not a long rest for Peyton Pritchard, who's been going good. Joe Mazzulla got him right back on the floor.
Tatum completes the three-point play, 50-42 Celtics. Halliburton cuts, now passes to Turner, who flushes with 2 hands. Little pick-and-roll action.
Miles Turner's cooking. He's still on a run.
9 straight Indiana points. 8-point game. Here's Cornette going to the rim and stuffing it home. Nobody picked him up. He was surprised as anybody. Big smile on his face.
He literally looked around and said, "No one's guarding me."
52-44 Celtics. 5:40 left in the half. Halliburton using the screen from Siakam. Tried to find the rolling Siakam, passing to Nesmith on the wing. Now over the top. Pascal's got it. Passes out Nimhard corner. Up to Turner. One dribble. Step back. Wide open. Cannon. Another three. Miles Turner carrying Indiana right now.
Miles Turner had 3 made threes in 64 seconds in Game 5 against New York. So trust me, he can fill it up from downtown.
Turner's got the Pacers' last 12. They're down 5, and a Boston turnover on a pass to the wing out of bounds. This is the third assault by the Pacers trying to dig into a double-digit deficit.
Miles Turner's top 20 in three-point field goals made in the playoffs. He's averaging 2.5 a game. He's beyond that already.
Nimhard probing, turning, firing against Pritchard, missed it, Cornette rebound.
Every time they get close, they just don't quite get it done. Joe Mazzulla not happy with his team turning the ball over and not defending to the level that he expects.
They called the timeout while they were still in the backcourt, so they'll have to inbound on the other side of half. But right now, Boston 52, Indiana 47, a 5-point game with 4:58 to go. First half, Game 1. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road. So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone. And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination. Restrictions apply.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, Happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
We're David and Greg Figueroa, founders of Melinda's Hot Sauce. Customers say we've ruined all other hot sauces for them. So, we're sorry for rocking your world. We're sorry we craft hot sauces from fresh, hot, flavorful ingredients, while other brands just use dried spice dust and vinegar. So a moment of silence. Set your mouth on flavor with Melinda's Hot Sauces. Find them at your local retailer or online at melindas.com. That's MELINDAS.com.
From our Granger Studios, I am Jim Baskell, reminding you our coverage of Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals comes your way tomorrow night at 8 Eastern. It's the Dallas Mavericks and Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is 98.7 ESPN, a Good Karma Brands radio station. WEPN-FM, New York.
Kansas City Pacers won't go away within 5 at 52-47, just under 5 left in the opening half.
All right, Jim, and that's because Miles Turner has carried them. He's got 18 points, PJ, including all 5 of his shots that he's taken, he's made here in the second.
Yeah, he's been on fire. I was bragging on, what he was doing with the 3 threes in 64 seconds. Should point out his percentage. He's number 5 in the playoffs at 46%. So he's been doing it consistently through 2 rounds plus.
Longest tenured Pacer, ranked 5th in the postseason NBA three-point percentage.
And, little-known stat, 2 great post-game interviews
yes.
with ESPN Radio.
Including after the game 7 clincher Sunday. Boston out of the timeout. Brown to Holiday, left side three, goes through the net. Drew Holiday with a triple. 55-47 Celtics. Pascal Siakam quickly into the front court from the right wing.
Pascal's got to get going.
Against Derek White. Turn, shot off the window, won't go. Taps it up and in on the offensive rebound. Siakam add 2.
Pascal hasn't got many shots, but he's 3 for 7. He's up to 6 points now. He was excellent for Indiana the last 3 games against New York.
55-49 Celts. Pritchard penetrates baseline, circles around the green painted area, goes to Holiday. Deep corner, tough shot, hit the side of the backboard. Good job by Turner to screen off Cornette. Rebound Indy. Here's Nimhard into the lane, passes out up top to Turner, gives it to Halliburton. Tyree steps beyond the arc, Pritchard chasing him, gives it up, gets it back. Halliburton now a good look at a 3, and he buries it.
Well, that's the other pacer that needed to get going. Now they're both up to 6 points apiece. Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam.
Pacers have never led. They're back within 3, 55-52. Boston scored the first 12 of the game. Here's Brown driving into double coverage. Looking for shot, not there, but Cornette cleans it up, and Luke stuffs it home.
Yeah, Turner had to help out on the penetration, and there was nobody to box out Cornette.
3.5 to go, first half. Turner receives a pass up top, drives free throw line. Pass to Nimhard. Good look at a 3 is good. 3:20 to go in the half, and the lead is down to 2.
I'm glad Andrew Nimhard made that shot, because I was going to criticize Miles Turner. Saying, what are you passing the ball for?
Heat check, baby. Nimhard got the 3, though. 7 triple of the half for Indiana. Pritchard driving, Neesmith defending. Up top to Brown, 3 minutes to go in the half. Brown walking Halliburton to the free throw line. Spins, puts up a tough shot, came up short. Halliburton's got it. Down floor for Siakam, missed him. Holiday tries to save it, saves it to Siakam, who picks it up, finds a cutting Neesmith for the jam, and Indiana's come back from down 12 to tie it.
Now I can say that lead didn't mean anything.
You're always on those early leads. 2.5 minutes to go. First half, Indiana's climbed the mountain. Jaylen Brown from the right angle, holding. Now a left-hand dribble to the top against the switching defense. Neesmith has him. Brown bumps him easily into the high post. Turns, shoots over him, and connects. Boston back in front.
Tough shot. Good defense by Andrew Nimhard.
2:15 left in our first half. Here is Halliburton. Oh, and an offensive foul. Turner trying to set a screen for Halliburton. It's an illegal screen, says Tyler Ford. Indiana fans well too aware. First foul on Miles Turner.
Here's the replay. He moves. Good call, Tyler Ford. Definitely turned.
2:11 to go. Peyton Pritchard checks out of the Boston lineup. Tatum and the starting 5 out on the floor right now for Boston.
Both coaches looking to finish strong. Especially, you've heard it a million times. How you finish the quarter is so important.
White sends it to Horford. His 3 is a miss from the left. Turner with a nice rebound. Look to Halliburton, front court. Crosses at the 3-point line. Bounce to Neesmith. On the drive, hard. Layup is good.
Halliburton's penetration is what made that happen. He just breaks the defense down, and they follow after him. Sometimes for 3s, sometimes flash into the basket like Neesmith loves to do.
They were off by like a half beat early in the game, Indiana. That was precision passing like we saw in the Knicks series.
Can't do it any better than that.
59-59. Celtics and Pacers, 90 seconds to go in the half. Tatum, great save on the baseline. Slings it over to Horford. Drives up, finds White. Blowing in from the right. Got the whistle on a jumper. No good. 2 free throws coming on the push foul against the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, he turned the corner on Andrew Nimhard, and rather than go all the way to the basket, he stopped to shoot the jump shot. Nimhard really from behind just kind of ran him over. Just to finish that passing comment, 20 assists for the Indiana Pacers on 25 field goals.
Remarkable.
That's what they do.
30.8 assists during the regular season, number 1 in the NBA.
And 30.1 in the playoffs, number 1. And he got 20 already.
Derek White unties it with the first of 2 free throws. Pacers finished 47-35. That's a full 17 games behind the Boston Celtics, who had a 64-18 season.
Again, lost in the shuffle. This team won 57 last year. Brad Stevens did an incredible job, especially adding Porzingis and Holiday, and Joe Mazzulla did an exceptional. And you win 57, not easy to tack 7 more wins on the following year.
Derek White has both free throws. Halliburton with a rainbow 18-footer to tie the game.
That's right. It was a 3-point play for
61-61. Coming up on a minute to go here in our first half. Brown gets it across the timeline. A little slower pace here than we've seen for most of the first 2 quarters. Now Brown against Siakam. Takes him deep. Little shimmy of the shoulders. Missed the jump. Missed the layup. Rebounded by Indiana. Halliburton and the Pacers looking for their first lead of game 1. Here's Halliburton behind the screen. Out to the right hash. He's got Horford switched onto him. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Halliburton beyond the arc. Sidestep to the right. 3 on its way. Missed it short. Rebounded in the corner by Tatum.
2-for-1 opportunity for Boston if they go quickly.
They will.
Usually do.
White's 3 is a miss, but it's a long rebound. Horford's got it with 30. They can try to get it if they want. 28 seconds to go. They won't. 9 to shoot, though. Brown holding. Ball on the left thigh on the right wing. Up to White with 4. White 1 dribble. Gets off the top side 3 and connects. Boston back in front by 3.
Since Boston has no team fouls, Kesty, they have one to give.
They've won in the entire game. Shot clock is off. Indiana down 3. 9 seconds to go. Halliburton fouled. There's that foul to give. It'll go against Drew Holiday with 6.2 seconds to go in the second quarter.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no one in Boston is in foul trouble.
No, I don't even have to look. 1 for Tatum, 1 for Holiday, 1 for Horford, and that's it. All right, so let's see what Indiana gets here. Front court, left side, inbound with 6 seconds to go in the half.
They're changing the setup from the Carlos trying to get them in different positions. Whoa, they almost turned over the inbound stuff.
Halliburton's got it. Oh, he's going to try a logo 3, and it's good with 1.8 seconds to go in the half, tying the game at 64. Halliburton from the Celtics logo, 39 feet away. Inbound to Horford, turns it half court, fires up the heave, no good. And despite a 12-0 Boston run to open game 1, we are tied at 64 here at halftime.
It's only 24 minutes, but all you Indiana naysayers, chill. This team can score points, and they're better defensively than they used to be.
14 points for Jaylen Brown leads Boston. Miles Turner with 18 in the first half, and Halliburton has 11, including that long 3 to tie it. We're tied at 64 halfway through game 1 as we send it to Jim Basquill in the studio with the AutoZone halftime report.
All right, Kesty, thanks so much. Obi Toppin also giving them 11 points as well as this game is all square. Keep in mind the Celtics having won game 1 in their series against the Heat by 20, game 1 against the Cavs by 25, but this one is all square at the break. The NBA halftime show on ESPN Radio is presented by AutoZone. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries, and they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Coming up next on the AutoZone halftime report, we'll take a look at the Western Conference Finals featuring the Mavs and Wolves. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The regular season is heating up. New stars are emerging, and that means more opportunities to win up to 25 times your cash on Prize Picks. Select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, and place your entry. It's that easy. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code BALL. That's code BALL on Prize Picks for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
The NBA app is everyone's app. Every fan of every team.
Oh, my goodness.
Everyone who follows LeBron, Tatum, and Embiid in the app. Every warrior who's ready to go to battle with a three-point percentage. Every streetwear king who's here for the tunnel pick. Every young buck, nugget, and grizzly who wants to take a peek behind the scenes of the league. And everyone else on this floating basketball we call Earth. Download the NBA app today. Available in the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land, the place where you can do so much walking. You can walk to work, the bus stop, or the gym, where you can pretend you're walking up an endless flight of stairs. Even when you're flying somewhere, you can take a really long walk through the airport. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's
even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company of affiliates. #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
She posted about it just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Bianna's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Jim Basketball back on the AutoZone halftime report. At the break, the Indiana Pacers have drawn even with the Boston Celtics, tied at 64 after falling behind in this game 12-0 to start it. They shot nearly 59% from the field and better than 53% from beyond the arc, 8 of 15 from three-point range. Of course, tomorrow night's game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. It's the Dallas Mavericks and Minnesota Timberwolves. Our coverage comes your way for that opener of the series at 8 Eastern. It's a series that features star power like Luka Doncic and Anthony Edwards. The Wolves, the young upstarts, coming off a win over the defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets, having won Game 6 and 7 with Edwards averaging about 28 points a game in the series. Chris Canty on his impressions of this young star.
The reason why that this team had enough confidence to be able to overcome a seemingly insurmountable deficit is because they have the best player in the world in Anthony Edwards, a guy that they believe is on the verge of being at the top of the NBA pecking order when it comes to best players. That's where we're at now. We have to go to that territory. You can't be the best unless you beat the best. He just beat the best.
You get insight like that with full conference finals coverage with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on Unsportsmanlike weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern, followed by Greeny until noon right here on ESPN Radio. Meantime, the Wolves, having won those last 2 games of the series, don't forget Karl Anthony Towns, 19 points, 9 rebounds in the playoffs, shooting 44% from the three. That 20-point deficit that they rallied from in the second half, the longest rally in league history. Kendrick Perkins on why he's so impressed with this Minnesota squad.
When I'm looking at Anthony Edwards and this Minnesota Timberwolves team, they are on the verge of having one of the greatest runs in playoff history. If you start back to last series and what they did to Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, they swept them. Move on to the defending champ. They have home court advantage. What happens? They win 3 games on their home court and have one of the greatest Game 7 performances of all time, especially on the defensive side of things. Now they're going on to Luka and Kyrie, which I believe they're going to get past them. And then also on to the Celtics with Jason Tatum, right? I believe Tatum and the Celtics are going to represent the Eastern Conference. If they accomplish the goal of winning the championship, not only will his team have the greatest run for us team-wise, but Anthony Edwards will have one of the greatest individual postseason runs in NBA history.
That's a look at the West. We are in the East underway tonight. Coming up next in the AutoZone halftime report. First half recap. The Celtics having won the first 2 series openers and blowouts. They're in a fight in this one. You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
A good career can be rewarding. A great one, life-changing. If you'd like to make a difference and help others reach their full potential, consider a career as a certified teacher of blind or visually impaired students. There's nothing more gratifying than empowering others with the opportunity to achieve their goals and fulfill their dreams, and in the process, you just might realize your own. Learn more at cbvi.nj.gov. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
It's golf season. Beautiful days, beautiful views. Reminds me of Rock Spring Golf Club. Have you heard of it? It's New Jersey's premier daily fee golf club. Golf Week calls it one of the best courses you can play in New Jersey. Rock Springs 6,600-yard par 71 course sits on rolling tree-lined sites featuring many of the trademark design elements and truly unique and creative green complexes from the legendary architect Seth Rayner. No matter what your level of play is, your handicap, it's a fantastic public course. Visit them at rockspringgolf.com. have a look around. You can reserve a tee time on the site as well. They've got junior and adult golf instruction, golf leagues, and so much more. If you love golf, you're going to love Rock Spring Golf Club. Find them at rockspringgolf.com. It's that time of year. Rock Spring Golf Club. Easy to find, a great place to play. rockspringgolfclub.com. Again, that's rockspringgolf.com. Come and play.
Last call. Hey, New York, this is Michelle Scalisi from Security Dodge. Come get a last call. And right now, you can take up to $10,000 off MSRP on our like new Chargers and Challengers. Plus, they have a huge selection of Scat Packs, Swingers, Shakedowns, Demons, King Daytonas, Hellcats, TRXs. Do you want to roar? Shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com during our Memorial Day sales event.
Friends, don't let your neck, back, joint, or nerve pain slow you down from doing all the things you love. It's time to reclaim your active lifestyle. Call our friend Dr. Jay Shaw today at Samwell Pain.
Dr. Shaw is a double board certified, Ivy League trained pain and spine specialist who treats joint, neck, back, sciatica, and nerve pain. Procedures involve no cuts, no scars, no incisions, or downtime.
Call Dr. Jay Shaw to take a non-surgical approach with precise image-guided procedures without pain medications. Enjoy life pain-free. Same-day and next-day appointments available.
Go to SamwellPain.com. Put an end to your pain and suffering today. Why wait any longer? Make your appointment with Dr. Jay Shaw. Go to SamwellPain.com now.
Regain your active lifestyle and enjoy all of your favorite activities pain-free. Samwell Pain now has 3 convenient locations in Woodbridge, Livingston, and the brand-new office in Englewood to serve Bergen County.
Visit SamwellPain.com. You'll wish you met Dr. Jay Shaw a lot sooner. Most major insurances are accepted.
You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Jim Basketball back on the AutoZone halftime report. Tatum, Brown, and White for Boston have combined for 35. Turner, Halliburton, Toppin for Indy have combined for 40. Celtics out to an early 12-0 lead. Pacers down double digits on several occasions, but this an example of their fight.
Halliburton's got it. Down floor for Siakam, missed him. Holiday tries to save it. Saves it to Siakam, who picks it up, finds a cutting knee. Smith for the jam, and Indiana's come back from down 12 to tie it.
Now I can say that lead didn't mean anything.
Yeah, that squared the game at 57. Derek White and Tyrese Halliburton each had threes at the end of the half. We're even at 64 going to the second half. Coming up next in the AutoZone halftime report, how about that second half with the Indiana Pacers and Boston Celtics all square? This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
We love the game because anything can happen. There's no sure thing. Every play, every shot, every swing is a risk if you bet.
I can't believe that just happened.
There's no easy money. There's no luck. And no one wins all the time. If you bet responsibly and always set a limit. Learn more at responsibleplay.org.
Whether it's baseball season, basketball playoffs, or hockey playoffs, experience it live this spring with Vivid Seats. With one of the most reliable rewards programs in the business, Vivid Seats makes it easy to score great deals on great seats with a 100% buyer guarantee. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every ticket purchase, including surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, Happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. If you have open roles, chances are you're feeling this too. That's why you need Robert Half. Our specialized recruiting professionals engage with our proprietary AI to connect businesses of all sizes with highly skilled talent in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Jim Baskett back on the AutoZone halftime report, reminding you full conference finals coverage with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman on Unsportsmanlike weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern, followed by Greeny until noon, right here on ESPN Radio. The Pacers beating the Celtics at their own game, 8 of 15 from 3. Boston 7 of 22 from beyond the arc. Time for the second half. We send you back to Boston with George Sedano, PJ Carlissimo, and Marquette Fisher.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Tied at 64, PJ. Indiana able to rebound after that tough, uneven start, to say the least.
Well, we always talk about 50, 40, 90. Their second quarter, 64, 56 from 3. Didn't shoot the free throw, so you can't fill in the last blank, but did an excellent job. They traded scores. It was 33-30 Indiana after 33-30, 34-31 Boston in the first. Boston turnovers. They've only turned it over 5 times. Indiana 8, and it's cost them 11 points. Indiana 3-point shooting much better, 8 for 15. Boston 7 for 22. John Medani's been in our ear the whole game, our producer. 22 assists for Indiana on 27 field goals. Boston 18 assists on 25 field goals.
And before we start the second half here in Game 1, let's check in with George Sedano.
Kesty, PJ, everyone's talking offense with these two teams because they're the top two offensive teams, but defense has helped the Pacers stay in this one. Boston got out early in transition with 8 early transition points. Indiana's only allowed 3 transition points since that first quarter, and they're holding them in the three-point category as well. You know Boston wants to run. They want to shoot threes. They're only shooting 32% from 3.
Yeah, and missed 8 of 11 in the quarter. PJ, the paint was also something we were keeping an eye on in the series.
It's an Indiana strength, but their defense was so bad early. Boston built a big lead, but it's leveled. Boston has 34 paint points. Indiana 30. Basically, most of the statistics are a push. George mentioned the difference in three-point shooting. That's been huge. What's hurt Indiana, though, are the turnovers.
Miles Turner kept the Pacers in it. 12 second-quarter points, hitting all 5 of his shots. And Tyrese Halliburton had 8 points in the last 4 minutes, including a logo 3 to tie the game. Second half underway. Celtics attacking basket to our left. A fadeaway baseline shot missed by Jason Tatum. And a rebound by Indiana. Halliburton getting a screen up high, dribbles to the top of the key and hands it off to Siakam. Quickly to Neesmith. Also Nimhard and Turner on the floor here in Indiana gold. Shot clock under 10. Halliburton attacks the three-point line. Now attacks the basket, lays it up and in, and the Pacers take the lead.
Team is night and day better when Tyrese Halliburton is aggressive offensively.
He has got 10 points since the 4-minute mark to go in the second. Offensive foul, Boston. Drew Holiday trying to set a side screen, trying to get some room for Derek White. Turnover, Celtics.
I think we got a delay of the game there because they dropped the ball as opposed to letting them inbound the ball quickly. Delay of game against Boston.
Inbound Neesmith, jump stop, fouled before he went up by Jaylen Brown. This will be side out. Neesmith arguing very vociferously, and David Guthrie stopped and turned toward him. quiet him down a little bit. Foul will be on Neesmith.
Especially in 48 seconds, Boston's committed 2 fouls. One an offensive foul, the other one there. They didn't commit a foul in the second quarter.
That was on Brown, his first inbound. This is Siakam, blocked by Horford right at the 10. Tatum coming the other way into the corner. White waits for traffic to clear, shoots the 3, missed it, and Siakam, weak side rebound for the Pacers.
I'll tell you what, if Pascal Siakam gets going, Celtics are going to have their hands full tonight.
Pacers, their first lead of the game on that opening bucket of this third quarter. Here's Halliburton out on the right, goes to his right, sidestep 3 is good, and the lead has grown to 5.
Sidestep, and when he shoots it, it comes close to going to the ceiling.
At 13 points in the last 5 minutes. Horford answers with a 3 out on the right.
Boston's going to need their threes. They live by it.
2-point lead, Indiana, 69-67. Just underway third quarter. Siakam, free-throw line jumper is a miss. That's where he tortured the Knicks the last 5 games.
In and out, it was a great look, but he's 3 for 9 so far tonight.
Jaylen Brown, great fake on Turner, and Brown takes it right to the cup and lays it in.
Second time he's done that. Like, remember that game when you were little? How many steps can I take? Giant steps or little steps? He takes giant steps and goes right by his defender.
Turner tried to get deep and pass it out, stolen by Holiday. Gives to Tatum, who rushes in, lays it up. And Boston takes the lead. A quick surge, 71-69, timeout Indiana.
Again, turnover hurts Indiana, but that fast break was keyed by Jaylen Brown. Did not let Miles Turner get by him. Miles just kind of threw the ball up in the air without looking, and that led to the fast break.
7 straight Boston points. Boston 71, Indiana 69, 9:53 to go in quarter 3. You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
A good career can be rewarding. A great one, life-changing. If you'd like to make a difference and help others reach their full potential, consider a career as a certified teacher of blind or visually impaired students. There's nothing more gratifying than empowering others with the opportunity to achieve their goals and fulfill their dreams, and in the process, you just might realize your own. Learn more at cbvi.nj.gov. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Last call. Hey, New York, this is Michelle Scalisi from Security Dodge. Come get a last call. And right now, you can take up to 10,000 off MSRP on our like-new Chargers and Challengers. Plus, they have a huge selection of Scat Packs, Swingers, Shakedowns, Demons, King Daytonas, Hellcats, TRXs. Do you want to roar? Shop 24/7 at SecurityDodge.com during our Memorial Day sales event.
If you've ever asked yourself if you could do more to help struggling young people turn their lives around, apply to become a youth development specialist, where you will supervise and support young people in detention. It's challenging, it's rewarding, it's a union job with a $51,000 starting salary, and perhaps most importantly, it's a job that has a positive impact on the lives of young people. NYC residency not required. Apply to become a youth development specialist today at nyc.gov/YDS. That's nyc.gov/YDS.
Jim Basketball in the studio. Game 1 Western Conference Finals comes your way tomorrow night. Dallas, Minnesota. Our coverage at 8 Eastern. Jason Kidd on the Mavs approach this postseason.
For us, it's just a matter of just taking one game at a time, executing the game plan, and finding and believing that you can win. And that's what that locker room, in that locker room and around the Mavs employees, everyone believes that we can win.
Dallas getting here, having dispatched of OKC. A 7-0 Celtics run as Boston back up top, 71-69, just under 10 left, third quarter. Back to George Sedano, PJ Carlissimo, and Mark Kessler.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot, and let's check in with George.
Kesty, PJ, I was in the Pacers huddle, and Rick Carlisle was telling his team in regards to their defense that they've got to be trustworthy for each other. They got to trust each other and be trustworthy for each other. And offensively, he says, hey, we got to run. We got to move because that's what we do best. Make or miss, we got to push.
Indiana scored the first 5, George. Boston has scored the last 7. 2-point lead, Boston. Early third quarter. Halliburton's got it on top of the arc. Thought about a shot, pass it to Neesmith. Drives from the left to the high post and turns it over. Here's Brown the other way for the Celtics. Double covered out on the right. Now he's going to back down Halliburton near the mid-post. Bounces it out. White's got it up high. Derek White pass inside, stolen by Halliburton at easy position that time. Halliburton drives to the three-point line down to Neesmith, and his baseline jumper good to tie the game.
It was trade turnovers, but the Boston one led to 2 points for the Pacers.
71 all. Here's a three-pointer. Holiday splashing it home. Boy, Drew's three-point number's been so much better this year. And we got a foul as Nimhard was driving on Tatum. Foul on Jason.
Well, no secret, but Drew Holiday and Derek White made all defense today, second team. They're pretty good on the other end.
Yeah, sure are.
They're good basketball players, period.
Holiday was top 10 three-point shooting, 8th in the NBA, 43%. Inbound. This is Halliburton. Great no-look to the baseline, cutting Siakam for the slam.
Well, Tyrese is giving credence to the numbers. When he's aggressive offensively, the Pacers win.
74-73. Boston's lead down to 1. Celtics with it. 8:45 to go in the third. Tatum around a Holiday screen at the top against Neesmith. Now a re-screen, and he takes 2 defenders, Tatum. Sends it to the open Holiday. Drives on Halliburton. Swings it in the corner. This is Horford missing from the corner. Rebound Turner. It has been a tough shooting night for Horford. Now 2 of 9 from 3. 1-point game. Indiana trails. Nimhard drives, finds Siakam free throw line, Holiday covering. Now to Turner in the low post, shoots right over Derek White, and Indiana's got the lead.
Literally like he wasn't even there. He had the ball raised up, his elbow even with his shoulder, and just shot right in the mud of Derek White.
5 inches taller than Derek White is Miles Turner. White now lobs it to Tatum right of the circle. Under 8 minutes to go in the third. Quick trigger, deep 2 is good. And Boston has taken the lead back.
That's the thing with Jason Tatum. He can get it going and score a lot of points in a short time.
76-75 Boston. Halliburton drifting on the right, comes up the three-point line to the left, takes a 3, missed it, and Brown taps the rebound to Tatum. Indiana gets back on D as Tatum works at front court, right wing. Stopped on the three-point line by Nimhard. Now Tatum aggressively backs down Nimhard, bumped him twice, and got fouled as the ball got dislodged from Tatum.
That's a tough foul on Nimhard.
Yeah, he took a lot of contact.
He took most of the hits in that little exchange there, and he got the foul.
And Tatum saw the smaller Nimhard, and he aggressively attacked. Foul number 2 on Nimhard.
Rick Carlisle's telling them he wasn't shooting the ball.
Whoa, giving him 2 shots.
I agree with Rick.
Also, assistant Lloyd Pierce off the bench having a few words for Tyler Ford.
I was explaining to him he brought it across his body and gathered, and now you know what the Indiana bench is saying.
That's an old Rasheed Wallace ball don't lie.
He missed the first one, Jason Tatum.
One more to come for Tatum, who has 15 points here in game 1. His first miss at the line, 3 for 4. Second one, good. 77-75 Celtics. Indiana fresh off a 7-game series. Celtics been off a week. Here's Halliburton driving outside Siakam. Wide open 3 is no good. Back iron, long rebound. Horford secures.
That's not pass. He makes them, but it's not his strength.
Holiday front court sets up from the right wing. Halliburton defending. They clear out the right. Holiday's going to back him into the mid-post, into the lane. One more dribble. Got the whistle. The ball was deflected after the shot. The Celtics want a goaltend. They will not get that call. But it is a foul against the Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton is first. And 2 free throws coming for Drew Holiday.
I should point out, Tessie, after the trade, when Pascal Siakam came to the Pacers, he actually shot .386. In 41 games for the Pacers. For the year, he shot .346, and he's struggling a little bit in the playoffs. He came in tonight shooting 32%.
First free throw is good for Tatum, and now we'll see that Indiana bench as McConnell and Toppin, the law office of McConnell and Toppin, come in for Siakam and Nembhard.
Well, the law office did a heck of a job in the first half. They came down when they were trailing by 14-7, and they got them going by penetrating, by putting a little more pressure on the ball on the defensive end, and both of them were able to score, particularly Obi Toppin.
Correct myself, it was Holiday at the line. It's 2 free throws. And now a steal on a 4-point lead. Jaylen Brown Euros down the lane, got the whistle, and he'll walk right to the free throw line. Another Indiana turnover, their 11th of game 1.
T.J. McConnell has a very distressed look on his face saying, hey, I didn't do anything. Jaylen Brown was the one who made the steal. Obi Toppin didn't even see him. He snuck in behind him, just knocked the ball loose and went the other way.
Remember, Jaylen Brown having a much better year defensively this year.
Jaylen Brown told us early in the year, Testy, that was going to be his focus this year, and he's lived up to that. He's a much, much improved defensive player, and we've already seen a couple of possessions tonight where it was Drew Holiday most recently. Whoever Tyrese Halliburton is guarding, Boston's going after. That's an area where Tyrese Halliburton has got to show improvement.
Brown split the free throws, and that's what makes Boston so difficult. They're so good at switching and defending at all positions. 5-point game, Boston leads. Pacers with it, 6:40 to go in the third. McConnell fires the pass to Halliburton. On top against Holiday. Drives him 3-point line, gives to Nesmith. Drives right into Holiday, knocks him down. Offensive foul. Holiday took the massive charge.
That's turnover number 12 for Indiana, and again, led to 14 points off turnovers and whatever happens this possession, whereas Indiana only has 6 points off turnovers. That pretty much is the difference in the game.
Drew Holiday's built like a linebacker, took all that contact and didn't even affect him. There's Tatum out on the right wing for Boston, trying to rebuild its lead. They lead by 5. And now Tatum on the drive, a whistle. No, it's before the shot. They'll wipe it out. A defensive 3-second call against the Pacer defense. Technical foul, and Tatum will go to the line.
A lot more whistles this quarter, Testy.
We were breezing those first 2 quarters.
3 team fouls for Indiana, 2 for Boston. There's been some offensive fouls that don't count as team fouls. We've had delay of the games. Jason Tatum misses another one.
2 misses in the second half.
JT was just going at Miles Turner. That's a tough cover. Miles Turner's a very good defender, big defender against other bigs on the perimeter. It's not like anybody else in the league can guard Jason Tatum either, but he went right by him when the whistle interrupted play.
80-75 Boston. Tatum off the inbound, lifts for 3 and connects. 9 consecutive Boston points, 83-75 advantage Celtics.
JT's first 3. You heard Eddie Palladino in the background. JT for 3.
McConnell tried to pass to the right wing, tapped out of bounds by the Celtics. Inbound coming from the right side.
Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and another turnover.
As the Pacers tried to work it on the left side, pass for Toppin, lost it out of bounds.
Shepard to Toppin, and another turnover.
8-0 Boston run. Holiday, little shimmy, shake, and spin. Leaves it for Cornette. Stripped of the ball. Knocked out of bounds by the Pacers with 5:52 to go in the third.
Carlisle's done a good job with his timeout, slowing down the runs by Boston, but he's already down 1 timeout. He really can't afford to use another one here unless he has to.
The run is 9-0 for Boston on this inbound. White spins on Shepard. Dish. Cornette got fouled. Put it up. Hangs on the rim, but spins off. No good. Cornette going to the free throw line. And the interior Pacer defense starting to crumble here in the last minute or so.
Yeah, that's 4 team fouls on the Pacers, which obviously means the Celtics will be living at the free throw line the rest of this quarter. And Jason Tatum, one of the absolute best in the NBA at getting to the free throw line.
Their last 9 points have come at the free throw line as Luke Cornette hits the first. 10 consecutive points for the Boston Celtics. 84-75 lead with 5:46 to go here in quarter number 3. Cornette is the backup big. Of course, Al Horford starting for Kristaps Porzingis. And Cornette knew he was late. on the free throw.
Double violation.
Oh, double violation. We have a jump ball at center. Cornette didn't wait for the ball to hit the rim and already was attacking the rebound, but I didn't see the Pacer violation.
I didn't either, but that's the only way they come with this.
Now, Tony Brothers and David Guthrie will discuss. Cornette broke the free throw line plane before his free throw hit the rim. And now Tony Brothers, I think,
they're going to set the clock because you had the free throw. Whichever team got, I think it's like one team might only have 23 to go if they're Tony Brothers going to let it stay.
I think they called Miles Turner and went in too soon off the post on the free throw.
Yep.
So there's the double, and now it'll be Turner and Cornette to jump center at the center circle, tapped around. Halliburton comes up with it for Indiana.
A lot of time to go, and Indiana's been resilient, but they would do well right now to get back in this game. Turnovers have really dug them a hole.
Down 9, Halliburton works from the left, swings it over to Neesmith. Shot blocked on a 3 by Jaylen Brown, who tried to save it and definitely put it off of Neesmith and out of bounds. What a play by Jaylen Brown.
Well, we're bragging on his defense, and Jaylen Brown is living up to just that. The defense and the turnovers have opened a 9-point lead right now for the Celtics.
Who have scored 10 in a row. 5:15 to go, third quarter, 9-point lead. Holiday from the left, cuts to the top, squares for 3, missed it. Tatum went for the tap, couldn't get it in, and rebounded by Indiana. Here's Halliburton, cross-court McConnell, dribbles across the lane to the right. He's covered by Jaylen Brown, flips to Turner, quickly to Halliburton. Long 3 on its way, off the rim and backboard, no good. Rebounded by Tatum. Indiana's gone cold.
Yeah, Celtics getting stops. That just gets them going.
Here's Tatum driving into the lane. Ducks got the contact, puts it up and in. Jason Tatum, the and one. 12 straight points for the Celtics. Aaron Neesmith picking up the personal, his second.
Boy, just the mistakes. Even the lane violation, it was a missed Celtics free throw. The Carlisle can't wait anymore. Testy, he's using another timeout, but he has to. He senses right now game is on the verge of getting away from the Pacers.
Boston opened this game 1 with a 12-0 run, and they now have a 12-0 spurt here toward the late stages of the third quarter. Celtics 86, Pacers 75, 4:50 to go in the third. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indy.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Whether it's baseball season, basketball playoffs, or hockey playoffs, experience it live this spring with Vivid Seats. With one of the most reliable rewards programs in the business, Vivid Seats makes it easy to score great deals on great seats with a 100% buyer guarantee. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every ticket purchase, including surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You can get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid-off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid-off. NMLS 696891.
Western Conference gets underway tomorrow night. It's Dallas, it's Minnesota. Coverage at 8 Eastern. Anthony Edwards and company having dispatched of the defending champs in 7. He's explained why that Game 7 win was so special.
I mean, it showed us who we are because the coaches believed in us. Even though at halftime, even in the third, we was down 20. They just keep making runs. And it showed us who we are, man. Once we really lock in on the defensive end, because offensively we played okay, but once we really lock in on the defensive end, man, we're a hell of a team to beat.
That's so true. They rallied from 20 down in the second half. He averaged 28 in that series. The Celtics have a 7-0 run, now a 12-0 run here in the third quarter. Boston up 11 with 4:50 left in the third. Back to George, PJ, and Kesty.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Let's check in down by the Indiana huddle. Here's George Sedano.
Kesty, Tyrese Halliburton, and Miles Turner very vocal in that last huddle, particularly about their defensive assignments and their missed defensive assignments, and then stressing on offense that they got to move the ball. They can't let it stick.
12 straight points, PJ, and Indiana hasn't scored since the 8:14 mark here in the third. That's about 3.5 minutes ago.
They're not even getting shots, Kesty. Between the 3 turnovers, the miss, the double violation, they're coming down the floor and not even getting field goal attempts.
Tatum completes a 3-point play out of the timeout. He's got 11 of his 22 in the third. Boston has scored 13 straight. Obi Toppin, middle of the lane, nowhere to go. The big body of Cornette in his way. Goes to Halliburton, back to Toppin, flips it up and in as he hits the deck to end that 13-0 spurt.
Heck of a shot. He jumped up, had the ball in his left hand, kind of reached out and put it off the backboard. Really tough shot by Obi Toppin to finally end the drought.
Celtics up 10. Here's Brown penetrating. Kick to Holiday. Corner 3 is good. Drew Holiday with the triple. 13-point lead. It's the largest of Game 1 for Boston. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the third. Siakam outside Halliburton. Looks to answer with a 3. Missed it. Tatum flies in for the rebound.
I was wondering if Cornette maybe got a fingertip on that ball. There's a turnover.
Steele McConnell on the half-court pass to Siakam. Halliburton now left corner. Toppin. His 3 is on its way. No good. Tapped by Neesmith. Right back to Toppin. Jump pass McConnell. Dotted line jumper. Front rim. No. Another offensive rebound and miss Siakam. Another offensive rebound and McConnell puts it in.
How about T.J. McConnell gets the offensive rebound and the finish.
And the steal that started it all. 11-point game. Boston with the lead, 90-79. Brown, great no-look to the cutting Holiday right to the rim for the score.
Yeah, unfortunately, his defender was no-look also.
3:18 to go here in the third as McConnell drives the baseline, finds Neesmith coming opposite him. Pass out, short hop by Toppin, down to Siakam, a 3, no. Tatum rebounds.
Pascal Siakam continues to struggle, 4 for 13, 0 for 2 from 3.
92-79 Celtics. We just crossed 3 minutes to go in the third. Tatum explodes off a spin dribble. Neesmith recovers, has him out on the left. Now he bumps Neesmith into the mid-post. Turns in the lane, tough jumper, miss. Neesmith secures the rebound.
It's pretty good D because you can't afford to foul now. They're in the penalty.
Down floor, Toppin from the right. He's going to drive, fake the pass now, gives it to Siakam, who flies in for the jam, and Joe Mazzulla wants a Boston timeout.
And once again, Kesty, who's keying the little mini run right now by Indiana? Obi Toppin and T.J. McConnell.
The bench crew coming on the floor. Remember, they were down 12 in the first quarter. They were down 13 here in the third quarter, but that lead is still 11 for the Celtics, 92-81, 2:38 to go here in the third quarter. Indiana playing tough. Boston has just had at least 2 or 3 solid answers here, and now Rick Carlisle and the Pacers got to go back to square one to get back in it.
They're just not getting enough stops, which is enough of a problem if you had an equal amount of possessions, but they don't. Turnovers are just putting them behind the 8 ball. They had that little run there where Boston broke it open. Indiana was not even getting a field goal attempt. They were sloppy. You turn the ball over against this team, particularly live ball turnovers. The Boston Celtics just eat those up and score immediately.
Yeah, they got 18 points off turnovers. They're plus 10 on points off turnovers in a game that's 11 points.
Exactly.
Yeah, right there. Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlosimo, George Sedano with you from TD Garden in Boston. John Medani, our producer. Al Rosenberg, our engineer. We thank you for listening. Here from Boston, Game 1. We will have Game 2 of this series coming up on Thursday night. Tomorrow it's Game 1 in the West. The T-Wolves will host the Mavericks. Dave Pasch, Corey Alexander, Ashley Shamati will have the call with our pregame coverage beginning at 8 Eastern Time.
Yeah,
basketball every night for a while.
I should point out, Testy, Boston themselves has 9 turnovers, but the difference is they've gotten back. There's only 8 points off those 9 turnovers, so they're doing a much better job covering up.
Celtics out of the timeout. Pass stolen by Halliburton. Well read. Halliburton on the drive. Stripped by Pritchard. It's loose on the floor. It goes out of bounds, and Tony Brothers says Celtics had it last.
Make that 10 turnovers for the Celtics. Coaches love that when you take a timeout to settle things down and you turn the ball over the very next possession.
Halliburton was looking at contact as he hit the deck, but there were 2 Celtics that were chasing him down hard. And this will be an inbound with 19 on the shot clock.
That's the point we were actually making. The Celtics have not been hurt by their turnovers as much because they've done a better job getting back and stopping the points in transition.
Halliburton comes out of the game with 16 points. T.J. McConnell will inbound front court baseline into Shepard, the rookie, now to top it inside the arc. Back to McConnell coming across the top. Now makes a run at it. Blows by Sam Hauser for the easy deuce.
I'm telling you what.
He is fast. And he's very effective.
If you just looked at the box when he said, oh, yeah, he's doing all right. If you see the size of T.J. McConnell and what he's doing in the paint in these playoff games, it's incredible.
At 6'1", 190. Indiana within 9. Minute 50 to go in the third. Pritchard dribbling at the top. Now sends it to Horford, quickly to Hauser at the right. Shot clock is winding down. Hauser gets off a 3, airballed it, and Neesmith wards off Drew Holiday to let that ball go out of bounds. Hauser is a terrific shooter. That was not even close.
Now this roster's filled with terrific three-point shooters.
Yeah, they had 1,351 threes this year.
Is it second most ever?
Second most ever. As Siakam drives and scores on the lay-in.
That's who has to get going for Indiana.
92-85, Pacers within 7. Brown gets it deep, outside Pritchard, squares for 3, just off target.
That was a deep 3.
Rebounded by Toppin. 1:15 to go in the third. Pacers coming back again. Neesmith trail 3. Yes, count it. 9 straight for Indiana. They're only down 3.
Joe Mazzulla shaking his head.
Here comes Boston rushing up the floor. Holiday's open. He'll take the 3. He'll miss the 3. Offensive rebound, Jaylen Brown, and he's fouled as he got tied up in the lane. And they're over the limit. Indiana free throws coming. Siakam gets called for the foul.
Those fouls come back to haunt you. Indiana doing a lot of reaching and grabbing and put themselves in the bonus early, and Boston going to take advantage of it. Unusual, but that was an offensive rebound. Boston doesn't usually get a lot of them, but that was keyed by a Jaylen Brown offensive rebound.
And there's a number, a stat on three-point shooting for Boston as Brown misses on the first. 34% three-point shooting is a cutoff for the Celtics. Over 34, they've had a terrific record. Under 34, they're under 500. Where are they at tonight?
Tell our listeners. 34.4. Right at the Mendoza line.
Their lead is only 3. Now it's 4 as Jaylen Brown splits the free throws. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. T.J. McConnell will walk it across, looks back to Rick Carlisle for the call.
They want a 2 for 1 for one thing.
45 seconds to go in the quarter. Shot clock under 10. McConnell waiting for the high screen. Now dribbles to his right, passes back to the screener Shepard. His 3 off the rim and backboard and rebounded by Brown. And a foul on Neesmith.
Neesmith. He pushed to get the ball. Foul should have been on Jaylen Brown.
They're going to go back and look at it. There was contact under there. They're going to call the foul on Neesmith, which would mean free throws 80 feet on the other end.
I thought Jaylen Brown pushed to start the play.
Tony Brothers immediately circled the fingers, which is an indication of replay.
Ruling on the floor.
Tony doesn't hear himself, but we hear him.
Ruling on the floor. You can hear it. Ruling on the floor. Common foul. We're reviewing the play to see if it's potentially flagrant.
All right, so Neesmith foul and potentially flagrant is what they're looking at. We'll discuss. We'll look at a replay, but right now we're going to pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
For general 98.7 ESPN contest rules, visit ESPNNewYork.com/contest. WEPN FM, New York, a Good Karma Friends radio station.
Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlissimo, George Sedano with you. Neesmith was losing his balance and fell
Ruling
into
on the floor,
Brown.
common foul. Brown will be on the line for 2 shots.
Yeah. So just a bad foul.
Yeah, but the really bad part, if you're an Indiana fan, I thought Jaylen Brown pushed with 2 hands from the back on Neesmith. That's how he got the rebound, which led to the foul. There's no question Neesmith fouled him, but I think they missed the earlier one, and to compound the problem, going to walk the length of the floor and shoot 2 more free throws.
Boston in the bonus, something we have not seen so far in this game, but a lightly foul game until Indiana here in this third quarter, and so Jaylen Brown gets a couple of free throws. 93-88 Celtics, who have had a 12-point lead in the opening minutes and a 13-point lead here in the third. Brown's first free throw extends it to 6.
Boston started 7 for 8 from the free throw line, then they went a little cold recently.
15 of 20 on the night. Second one, no good. Another miss. Rebounded by Siakam. 94-88 Boston.
For their last 13.
TJ McConnell taking his time. 23 seconds to go. Third quarter, about 9 seconds difference on the shot clock. McConnell has a top and high screen. McConnell cuts into the paint. McConnell fades. McConnell fires and makes an 8-footer.
Unbelievable.
4-point game. Last shot to Boston with 10 seconds to go in the third. Drew Holiday across half court. And an offensive foul on Sam Hauser will turn it over to Indiana. TJ McConnell might be a little bit hurt. He just smacked the parquet floor hard.
Check the floor. Don't check TJ McConnell. He's not coming out of this game.
Looks like his lower back, but he got up. You're right. He's just going to will that pain away. And he's going to get to rest the rest of the quarter as Halliburton replaces him.
In the shoot at 3. Again, I was going to say if they got it back to 94-90 on a Boston miss, they did well. They may get it even closer.
6 seconds to go. Inbound to Halliburton. Escape dribble at half court, and there's a foul to give as Peyton Pritchard wraps up Halliburton with 3.4.
Comes D. White with another defensive sub.
Derek White will enter the lineup for Sam Hauser. And the Pacers will change the inbounder from Halliburton to rookie Ben Shepherd. 3.4 seconds to go in the third. Pacers down 4.
It's not going to be an easy inbound.
Still looking. Finds Halliburton coming to him. Halliburton deep. Brown in his way. Ducks under. Gets off a 3. Off the basket and in. Hits the backboard. Circles the rim. That is 2 straight late quarter threes for Halliburton, and it's a 1-point game going to the fourth.
How many lives do the Indiana Pacers have?
That's a good question. They will review to make sure he got that shot off before the horn, and it was at least 0.6 of a second on the clock when he let it go. And we have a 1-point game going to quarter 4, and it's a hushed crowd here at TD Garden. Boston 94, Indiana 93. We're headed to the fourth in game 1. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indy.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save, because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Pay virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualified unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit. Credit for deciding while stuck in traffic to get a bachelor's degree. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. Students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. Plus, get your application fee waived through May 31st. Flexible online and hybrid classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Jim Basketball in studio. It's the East tonight, the West tomorrow. That's the Mavs and Wolves. Our coverage comes your way at 8 Eastern. Minnesota fresh off the 7-game series win over the defending champion Nuggets. Chris Finch, their coach, on the meaning of that 7th and deciding win.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big moment for our club. Everybody talks about the last 30 years, which mean nothing to me. But it does mean a lot to a lot of people to see this team, root for this team, the city's behind this team, and to beat a team like Denver on their home floor, the way we did, of course, is going to mean a lot for sure.
During this postseason, Obi Toppin tops in the league with 143 bench points. Second, T.J. McConnell at 140 tonight. Toppin 13, McConnell 10. Big reason why Indiana is within a point here at the start of the fourth quarter. And back to Boston with George Sedano, P.J. Carlissimo, and Mark Kestisher.
And before we start this fourth, Jim, let's go to George.
Kesty, PJ, that Celtics huddle seemed a bit shell-shocked after this comeback again here by the Indiana Pacers to get it within 1. There was no words spoken for the first 70 seconds of that huddle. Then Coach Joe Mazzulla came in and basically chastised his team for a lack of focus and not being able to manage the game properly.
And I'd have to say, George, as well, the crowd was kind of dead at the end of the third. They're artificially getting them going here in the fourth.
Well, Kesty, you know what they're tired of? Their team going up 10, 12, or 13 points, and then the Pacers answering. It's happened 4 times tonight already.
Good news, T.J. McConnell's good to go for Indiana on the floor to open the fourth. They go to Siakam at the free throw line against Drew Holiday. Ducks under, backs up, 15-foot fall away is good for Siakam.
They had better hope he doesn't get going. If Pascal Siakam gets going, look out.
They were down 13, and Indiana's grabbed the lead on that make, 95-94, just underway fourth quarter. What a job by the Pacers coming into top seed Boston tonight. Here's Derek White on the drive, got deep, flips it up, missed the shot, rebounded by Siakam. Gives to McConnell into the front court right side, trying to turn the corner on Pritchard, who cuts him off on the baseline. Pass up high to Nembhard. Nembhard, they back off, will let him shoot. He goes to Siakam right of the circle. Turns at the elbow, backs down the smaller White, kicks it out. Nembhard catches 2-3. No good. Rebound tap. McConnell digs in to grab it. Pass out to Shepard. Corner 3. No good. And this time Derek White secures.
Look, he's had a couple of tough games Sunday in New York and so far tonight.
We've been terrific down the stretch of the season and earlier in the playoffs. Here's White driving middle of the lane, sends it outside to Tatum. Tatum against Siakam, drives to the post, shoots, fades, and connects. On a 15-footer, Boston's back in front. 96-95 Celtics, 90 seconds into the fourth. Here's McConnell on the left, chant of defense here inside TD Garden. Siakam cuts down the lane against Horford. Pass to Shepard on the wing. He'll skip it across to Nembhard. 5 to shoot. Now Toppin dribbling against the smaller Pritchard. Deep with 1 to shoot. Out to McConnell. Never saw the shot clock. And it's a shot clock violation on the Pacers.
Very, very unusual mistake for T.J. McConnell. But again, Ben Shepard, because he's missing shots, is not being aggressive. The thing he does well for this team is make those open threes. He's out there. He's got to look to score.
14 turnovers for Indiana tonight. Boston a 1-point lead and possession. Jason Tatum has it above the arc, 10 to shoot. Now he's sent to half court by McConnell, who pokes it away. Tatum got it back with 5. Tatum drives, poked away again. Tatum got it again. Leans in on a 3, no good. Tapped out to Tatum. Tatum putting it up and putting it in. It worked out for Jason Tatum in the end.
Yeah, McConnell did a good job on the defense on Tatum, but then he didn't box out. That got JT to look for the offensive rebound.
98-95 Celtics. Tatum with 26 here in game 1. There's Nembhard out beyond the free throw line, gives it to McConnell. Siakam setting a screen, and we got a 3-second call. Is that on Obi Toppin in the lane?
Obi Toppin, yeah.
He said he stepped out. He hop-stepped out, and Tyler Ford said, no, you didn't. Wow. Turnover, Indiana, number 15 tonight here in Game 1. They have fought so hard. Down 12, down 13, only to see turnovers undo them.
Yeah, turnovers have been amazing, and that's surprising. This is a very, very good turnover team. Number 2 in the playoffs in fewest turnovers, Indiana Pacers.
Boston by 3 with 9:15 to go. Tatum loops one for Horford, makes the catch in the high post, goes to Holiday on the right, against Shepard, backs him down, puts a shoulder into him twice, 3 times, now turns and fade and scores. That is the veteran Drew Holiday taking the rookie to the woodshed. Here's a 3, Nembhard. No. Rebound. Shepard comes up with it and puts it in.
Big time play by the rookie, and they needed it. Carlisle would normally have called a timeout, but they're 2 down right now. He can't afford to. He's done a great job managing this game with timeouts, but he needs a couple more.
Used a bunch to maintain it, but you said he's crafted it well. 100-97, Boston. Here's Tatum on the drive. Tatum on the fallaway jumper. Left of the mark, no good. Siakam secures the rebound. Indiana on the run. McConnell against Pritchard. Peels to the left corner. Hits Siakam, dotted line. Catch and shoot. Jumper is good.
Here comes Pascal, and that's what Mr. Pritchard and Chad, that's what they brought him over, the front office of the Indiana Pacers.
100-99. Boston's lead down to 1. Holiday on the move, drives by Shepard and scores on the lay-in. 3-point Boston lead. Quickening the Pacers, McConnell. Great spin by Pritchard. Right out of his sneakers, he drove by him and scored. And Joe Mazzulla wants a timeout. Indiana down 1.
Well, that's going to level the timeouts a little bit closer, and both coaches, I'm sure Rick Carlisle is more disappointed with the turnovers. Joe Mazzulla is really disappointed with his team's defense after they build a big lead and then they allow or they help Indiana to get back in the game.
Timeout here in Boston with 7:54 on the clock. The Celtics lead down to 1. Boston 102, Indiana 101, and you're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Rosenberg here to tell you about my friends over at Bath Fitter. They remodeled my bath, did an incredible job, customized it for my specific needs, processed super easy, one expert installer, and done in a day. No demo, no mess. Bath Fitter is a permanent, high-quality solution with a lifetime guarantee. 3 million happy customers like me. For a limited time, get 0% interest or save $500 on complete Bath Fitter systems. So, start designing your bath today like I did at bathfitterdesign.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
At Garden City Mazda, discover more about what moves you.
Don't miss deals all month long during our customer appreciation event.
Our inventory of new and Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles is unmatched in New York.
The new 2024 Mazda lineup features sleek lines, confident handling, spacious interiors, and the latest innovation.
Garden City Mazda. Exhilaration at every turn, exceptional in every way.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com. It's not a question of if, or even of when. Climate change is affecting New Jersey right now. The things that make us great, our majestic shorelines and rivers, and our bustling cities, also make us vulnerable to rising sea levels, inland flooding, and extreme heat. But we're not focused on the fear, we're focused on the fight. And New Jersey has the people, the power, and the plans to be resilient. Learn more about them and find helpful resources at climatechange.nj.gov.
Basketball in studio. They dispatched the Suns in round 1, took out the champs in Denver in 7 games. Next up, the Mavs for the Wolves Western Conference Finals. Call Anthony Towns.
Honestly, I think this for us, we just so happy about this moment. We can't think about the next moment. I'm thinking about it, but I would say for us, we just gotta, if we continue to play Timberwolves basketball, it will fix a lot of problems that we may have with that team and what they do best. So as long as we play Timberwolves brand of basketball, I think I like our chances.
Our coverage series opener tomorrow night, 8 Eastern. In a game it runs, Pacers again within a point with just under 8 left, fourth quarter. Back to George, PJ, and Kesty.
All right, Jim. And George, you were behind the Celtics bench.
Yes, Kesty, I was, and Sam Cassell immediately ran over to Drew Holiday and Peyton Pritchard in particular, lamenting their defense on P.J. McConnell. Al Horford added, hey, don't let him go right. He'll get you if you let him go right.
Thank you, George. Inbound, Celtics get it against some token Indiana pressure. In a one-point game, Celtics leading, 7:45 to go.
Pretty comforting when you got Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown to go to, though, in a situation like this.
Here we go. Brown on the drive, knocked away by Halliburton, out of bounds. Jaylen Brown, this is his 6th conference final in 8 years, and for Tatum, it's 5 and 7.
Looking up at the team fouls, Kester, for both teams.
Zeros, donuts, double donuts?
Double donuts.
Inbound to Boston, 5 to shoot. Holiday on the wing, bumps into McConnell, puts up a shot, missed it, follows it up himself, and scores. McConnell didn't have a chance to get position because he got bumped off so badly by Holiday.
2 big offensive rebound baskets for Boston.
104-101 Celtics. Toppin, ball fake on Tatum, tried to spin dribble, nearly lost it. Now dribbles against Tatum, poked away, and Boston turns him over. 16 turnovers for the Indiana Pacers in Game 1. Here's White penetrating outside to Holiday. We're going to cross 7 minutes to go in the series opener. 3-point Boston lead. Tatum well beyond the arc with 10. He's got Neesmith on him. Now drives him inside the arc, tip of the circle. Tries to drive him to the free throw line. Neesmith trying to hold his own, and finally David Guthrie says, enough of the contact.
Yeah, Rick's upset, and he should be upset.
Neesmith drew the foul as 4th. I mean, it was heavy bounces both ways.
The offense is hitting as much as he is. Rick Carlisle really upset with David Guthrie.
First foul called against either team here in the fourth quarter. 6:52 to go. Tatum inbounds to Horford on a fresh 14-second shot clock. Out to White, high lob over the hands of Tatum, out of bounds. 12th Boston turnover.
Boston's getting themselves in trouble with turnovers also.
Down 3, here's T.J. McConnell setting up on the left. Drives free throw line, flips it out to Miles Turner, who's been quiet for a while. Now to Halliburton, jump past McConnell, he's wide open for 3, takes it, missed it, high rebound, punched out by Indiana and Turner. Halliburton will reset with 10 to shoot. Calls for a screen from Turner. Gets it. Jump pass to the rolling Turner. Flips it at the rim for Toppin. Couldn't make the grab and couldn't finish the jam.
Miles Turner should have shot it. Really good defensive play by Drew Holiday.
And another good defensive play by T.J. McConnell on that lob pass intended for Jaylen Brown, out of bounds to Boston.
T.J. McConnell has played well. He shot the 3 well in the regular season, over 40%. He struggled in the playoffs. He was working with Jenny Busick for a long time before the game tonight, but the 3 has deserted him so far in the playoffs.
6:10 to go. Tatum inbounds front court for Boston. Into Jaylen Brown. Covered by Siakam at the top. Switching defense. Now Halliburton's got him. To the free throw line. Spinning floater. Short. Grabbed, though, by the Celtics. Out to Horford. Checks the feet. Shoots the 3. Missed it, and Turner has the rebound.
Boston getting on the offensive glass now.
Here's Halliburton driving. Sends it in the corner. Neesmith 3. No. And a push foul against Boston. A loose ball foul. Siakam got pushed from behind. That's going to go on Al Horford.
Al Horford's upset, but that maybe makes up for the one on the other end.
2 are grappling down. But
on either guy,
Inbound, it was a no-look. Halliburton and Neesmith sends it outside to Turner, and his long 3 goes down. The big man hits a big triple.
He's too good a shooter to be that open on an inbounds play.
Ties the game at 1:04. 5.5 minutes to go. A toss-up Game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics heavy favorites over Indiana, the 6th seed. There's Horford left wing over to Brown. Brown inside the arc against Turner. Ducks under him. Puts up the shot. Rolls off no good. Horford offensive rebound. Trying to back Siakam out of the way. Does but miss the shot. Horford tries to save it and cannot. Out of bounds on the baseline to the Pacers.
Well, Celtics doing an unbelievable job, Testy, in the fourth quarter on the offensive glass.
Here comes Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers, left to right in a tied game at 104. Bounce past Siakam, has it at the free throw line. Fades, fires, connects. and Indiana's got the lead with under 5 minutes to play.
That's what they brought him here for.
Pascal Siakam has 18 points. I have 6 here in this fourth quarter for Siakam.
Yeah, he was struggling with his shot early. He was doing other good things, but he wasn't making it. There's a steal
by Siakam on the pass from Brown. Halliburton, no look to Siakam, jams it home. Timeout, Boston. The Pacers go up 4, a steal and a score with 4.5 minutes to play.
What a look-away pass by Tyrese Halliburton. He came down and he looked the defender. He looked back toward half court like he was just going to throw it to the trailer, and instead he crafted that pass. That was a narrow opening, and he delivered it perfectly.
A 13-4 Indiana run. Siakam's got 8 of his 20 in the fourth quarter, and we've got a timeout at a stunned TD Garden. 4.5 to go. Indiana 108, Boston 104. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Our negative thoughts can stick with us, so we all have something to get off our chest. Therapy is a safe space to share whatever's weighing you down, so you can get some relief and find a solution. BetterHelp offers professional, affordable online therapy on a flexible schedule. Start the process in minutes and switch therapists anytime. Let it out with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/score today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/score.
I need directions for paying down debt.
Starting route. Apply for a SoFi personal loan and consolidate your debt into one fixed payment. Turn right into a positive outlook and get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required.
Got it. You could get out of high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan. View your rate at SoFi.com/debt in 60 seconds with no impact to your credit score. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/debt. NMLS 696891.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Get the champagne ready. The NBA Finals are here.
Welcome to the NBA Finals.
Let's raise our glasses and our rings to the 2 phenomenal teams left standing. Here's to high-stakes action, to thrilling moments we can't miss.
He calls the game at the buzzer.
And to crowning our next champion. Here's a toast to the NBA Finals. The 2024 NBA Finals, presented by YouTube TV, begin Thursday, June 6th on ABC. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Welcome back to TD Garden. 4:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. Indiana 108, Boston 104. Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlissimo, and George Sedano with you. Pascal Siakam, 4 straight games of at least 20 points. PJ scored 8 in the quarter, and right now Indiana's got the lead, their largest of game 1, up 4 at 108-104.
Chester, you and I were talking during the timeout, kind of a bizarre playoff stats for the Celtics in the last 3 years.
Yeah, they are 15-14 here at TD Garden.
At home.
At home in the last 3 years for a team that went 37-4 during the regular season. Remember, they were down 3 games to none last year against the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, losing the first 2 at home.
Great D by Neesmith denying Tatum the ball. Now he has to come over and get it.
They'll bounce it to Horford. Left side pass, White catching 2-3. Good, right out of the timeout. Derek White a triple. Celtics down 1.
He's made more big shots for this team this year. Everybody thinks of him as a defender first, but he has really improved offensively.
White's got 13. Pacer lead is 1. Here's Halliburton behind the back pass to Siakam on the 3-point line. Dribbles inside against Horford to the free throw line. Backs off at 7 to shoot. Over to Halliburton on the right with 5. Halliburton covered by Holiday. Nowhere to go with 2. Here's Turner. Gets some space, warding off Tatum. Missed the deep two, and Tatum has the rebound.
Not a good possession for Indiana.
Oh, and Neesmith came from behind to knock it out of Tatum's hands, and he's saying Tatum last touch. The ruling is Boston ball.
They're not going to get it time enough.
Yep, the assistants didn't get a chance to look at it as Tatum smartly inbounded to Derek White. 3.5 minutes to go. Boston down 1. White with it, on top Horford, quickly to Tatum. Tatum looks for three, squares, shoots, missed it, left of the mark. Easy rebound, Halliburton.
Yeah, that was kind of a deep shot right there.
There's Siakam, dribbles into three defenders in the middle, outside to Neesmith on the drive. Hangs, got the foul, and the ball trickles through the goal. Aaron Neesmith, the former Celtic, with a chance at a three-point play.
Well, he has been so effective for them, slashing with the dribble or moving without it, getting himself to the rim, and usually the recipient of a McConnell or Halliburton pass.
Neesmith has 13 points. He was the number 14 pick by the Celtics in 2020. Struggled his first 2 years here in Boston. Really didn't have a chance playing behind Tatum and Brown. And he resurfaces with Indiana. And he just completed a huge three-point play with 3:18 to go.
He came in shooting 93% from the free throw line.
4-point lead, Indiana, led by as many as 5. 111-107 Pacers. 3 minutes to go. White dribbles outside Horford, gets a good look at a three, and makes the three. Celtics back within 1.
So many weapons, the Boston Celtics.
One of the big questions for Boston was clutch time this year. They're facing it right now. Here's Siakam, jab, 16-footer, makes it. Pascal Siakam on fire here in the fourth.
Devin Pritchard, Chad Buchanan, Brad Stevens for the Celtics. Great acquisitions by both teams.
Siakam is 5 for 5 here in this fourth quarter. 3-point lead, Indiana. Brown stops in the high post outside of Tatum, right back to Brown with 8 to shoot. Trying to drive by Turner. Stopped. Passes with 3 to shoot. Gets it back. A long 3, misses, and rebounded by Neesmith. Nice job by Turner. Got that big arm in his face to contest.
Yeah, good defensive possession.
3-point Pacer lead and possession for Indy. Halliburton asking for his team to move around. Now a high screen for Miles Turner. Halliburton goes to Neesmith in the corner. Dribbles, has a mid-range on its way, and good! Andrew Nembhard with a big hit. 115-110. That matches the Pacers' largest lead. Minute 50 to go. Derek White sends it to Jaylen Brown. Brown spins under the lane, gets 2 Pacers off their feet, gets knocked to the deck, and Brown grabbing at his head as he lays on his back under the basket after the push foul.
They had a foul to give. Both teams only had 1 foul for Indiana, 2 for Boston, but we're inside the 2-minute limit, so that will... Next one is going to put them in the bonus.
Jaylen Brown is still down on the deck holding his head. He smacked it, it looks like, hard. It might have been, he was already reaching for his head before he hit the deck after Turner hit him. And from behind, it looked like Siakam maybe got an elbow to the back of the head, and Siakam was flying by defensively as well. And now Jaylen Brown is up, trying to shake off the cobwebs. This will not be free throws, as you pointed out. This will be side out Boston.
That was the Indiana foul to give in the last 2 minutes. Boston still has theirs.
1:43 to go. Celtics inbound, 12 to shoot, trailing by 5. Heavily favored Boston, trailing in the fourth. White down low. Holiday puts it up and in. Great pass. Easy bucket for Holiday.
I don't know who was guarding Drew Holiday, but he was all by himself on the left side of the basket in the paint.
3-point game. Indiana leads. Tough defense, Holiday on Halliburton, who gives it up, gets it back, using the Siakam screen. Feeds Siakam, free throw line jumper, missed his first of the fourth quarter, rebounded by Derek White, knocked down, but Boston keeps.
They got numbers in transition if they want.
Halliburton was late getting back, and he comes back from behind to block Derek White on the 3.
He never saw him, he came from the backcourt.
1 minute to go in game 1. Pacers by 3. Halliburton, step back, side 3. Banks, no good. Offensive board, Turner, no. It's a loose ball foul on Miles, who is coming in to try to grab it. They actually got Siakam on the call.
Wow.
And it's a foul on Indiana.
I don't think they can challenge. There was contact, but they had the rebound, and it was going to be a stick back up. I think Rick's going to challenge.
He has a challenge. This would be bonus free throws with Indiana over the limit. So not a bad challenge at 57.4 seconds to go.
We need our friends at ESPN to give us the replay, though.
We have not seen the replay yet. Now we're going to get a look at it. We'll describe it to you. There's a lot of grappling between Brown and Siakam.
The players are challenged by Indiana.
They're not overturning that. I think there was too much contact to overturn it.
I agree with you. We'll see what happens as Tony Brothers and David Guthrie take a look at it. The Celtics were successful on a challenge 35 seconds into Game 1, and now with 57 seconds to go, the Pacers, who've had PJ done a great job with their timeouts. If they lose this here, they will not have a timeout.
No, they're going to be down to 1.
They already took one away?
Yeah, they had, both teams had 2.
There you go.
I believe, if the scoreboard is correct.
Gotcha. 115, 112. Pacers lead the Celtics, trying to steal home court here at TD Garden. Celtics been off a week. Indiana's been playing virtually every day, needing to go 7 games to get by the Knicks on Sunday at the Garden. Entering tonight, Boston's 8 playoff wins this postseason by an average margin of 18.5. That was the big deal during the season, was clutch time Celtics struggled, but there wasn't a lot of clutch time to play. They were so dominant this year. All right, it looks like we might have the officials coming to a determination. Tony Brothers?
There's a loose ball foul on the play, making the challenge unsuccessful. Brown will be on the line for 2 shots, and they will lose their timeout.
So there you go. So unsuccessful challenge. Indiana still with the 1. They had to use it to challenge. And again, Boston is in the bonus. So Jaylen Brown will walk to the other end of the floor, down 3 with 2 free throws coming.
Rick Carlisle asked for an explanation from Tony Brothers. Tony's standing there giving it to him, but I agree with Tony Brothers. There was 4 guys going for the rebound, 2 on each team, but once Jaylen Brown had it in his hand, there's no question they had contact across his forearm.
So the Pacers do not have a challenge. Boston still has 1 remaining. Celtics go to the line, down 3, 2 free throws for Brown. 57 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Jaylen Brown's first offering is good.
Quick recap, 2 timeouts for Boston, 1 timeout left for the Pacers. Indiana has committed fouls, so that's why they're shooting. Boston still has a foul to give.
That free throw by Jaylen Brown made him the 3rd Celtic over 20 points in Game 1, and he's got 21. It's a 1-point game. 57 seconds to go. Indiana leading. Looking to pull the upset in Game 1. 115, 114 Pacers. Nembhard dribbling, free throw line, tip of the circle, between the legs against Horford. Steps back, 16-footer, all net for Nembhard.
Wow, I would not have picked Andrew Nembhard to take that shot.
3-point lead Pacers, 40 seconds to go. White and a timeout called by Joe Mazzulla, who had raced up to the top of the coach's box to use one of his 2 timeouts remaining.
39 seconds left. Getting the 2 for 1 is not paramount right now. Getting a bucket relatively quickly. They just need to get it before 24 seconds to ensure that they're going to get the ball back, Testy. But you would think they need to get some points out of this possession either way.
Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlissimo, George Sedano with you from TD Garden. It's not 62% shooting like the Pacers had in New York City, but they're up to nearly 57%. They're 11 of 19 here in the 4th quarter. Siakam's been leading them. Andrew Nembhard with a couple of big hits here down the stretch as well.
And Miles Turner carried him early, but Testy, they're also at 39%, the Indiana Pacers. Remember that 34% line that you gave for 3-point shooting for the Celtics? They're at a perfect 33.3 right now, 13 for 39.
All right, you have so many weapons. You're Joe Mazzulla. Where are you looking to go? Tatum's been so strong in the second half.
They're looking for Tatum or Brown for sure. Now, again, all 5 players out there are very capable offensively. That's why Boston is so hard to defend. But you got to start with the top, the 2 All-NBA players, Tatum and Brown.
Derek White will do the inbounding, front court, left sideline, 39.1 on the clock. Indiana leads it 117 to 114 in Boston.
No foul to give for the Pacers.
Inbound was tapped but controlled by Tatum. He's wide open for three. Takes it. Missed it. Nembhard the rebound. It was a gamble by Nesmith, but they lucked out. Tatum missed a triple. Oh, and now Halliburton just kicked it. Saved on the end line but turned over Nesmith. Oh, what a time for your 18th turnover of game one.
Halliburton just either dribbled it off his foot or lost it in his left hand.
So
unbelievable mistake.
Has it back with 27 seconds to go, down 3. Derek White will bring it into the front court to our left. Touch to the right on top of the arc against Nesmith. Ball faking a drive. Got deep, hung. Layup, no. Tip. Tatum's got the offensive board. 16 seconds. Backs up. 15-footer. No, and Turner clears for Indiana. Shot clock's off. They got a foul, and Halliburton is fouled.
And they got to commit one more foul. They're not in the bonus yet.
That was the one to give with 10 seconds to go. Boston had 2 cracks at it, down 3, but couldn't convert. And now they'll have to foul here to extend with 10 seconds left.
Indiana's got to get it in. Rick won't use his timeout yet to advance it until he sees maybe close to a 5-second violation. If they have trouble getting it in, then he will use it. We might have some blood on Andrew Nembhard,
who was getting set to inbound. Instead, he'll work his way toward the Pacer bench.
I hate to say it, but it's very fortunate blood right now.
That's a free timeout.
Yep, it gives Rick Carlisle time to draw up the play.
30 seconds
only
worth.
30 seconds worth, but that is enormous right now. Keeps the other timeout in his pocket. Again, in the backcourt, if it looks like they can get the ball in bounds, he'll let it go. As soon as it looks like they're struggling to get it in and that 5-second count is becoming imminent, then Rick Carlisle will use that final timeout to advance it.
We still have 10 seconds to go, but we can't talk enough about the effort of these Indiana Pacers here tonight in Boston.
Well, magnificent, obviously a lot more meaningful if they can close it out. But if there was any doubt in any of the Pacers' minds whether they could compete, that doubt's gone now. They know they can compete.
Pascal Siakam has struggled at the free throw line, so he's just going to be a decoy here. Nesmith has only missed 2 free throws this year. They'd love to get it back to Nembhard or Halliburton. Here comes the inbound for Indiana. 5-second count's on into Pascal Siakam. Knocked from behind by Brown. Ball goes out of bounds. What's the call?
Boston
it's
ball.
off of Indiana, and it's Celtics basketball.
Unbelievable. Timeout for Joe Mazzulla. 2 huge turnovers for Indiana. Tyrese Halliburton bringing the ball up the court. They never got to where Boston had a foul. They were about to foul. Right there, I was actually surprised they didn't use the timeout. It got to 3 seconds. Siakam broke all the way across the floor from midcourt, and he was on. See, Pascal Siakam took a bad lane. Instead of going directly toward the inbounder, he went toward the rim, and that enabled Jaylen Brown to get a hand on the ball.
And it looked like live it was off the hand of Siakam, but even if it wasn't, they do not have a challenge here.
Exactly right.
And Siakam, you know what? Jaylen Brown, moreover than knocking the ball out, I think he just wanted to foul Siakam, knowing how poor a free throw shooter he was as well.
Yeah, you're always in a situation at the end of the game, even if you think you're open, you can't go parallel or, heaven forbid, away from the inbounder. You got to go right toward the inbounder, so you're on a direct line to the ball. 2 enormous mistakes for
19th turnover of the game for the Pacers with 8.5 seconds to go.
Now Rick Carlisle confronted with that decision. If it was international basketball, you know, whether you foul or not, you let Boston, a great three-point shooting team, get off a 3, or do you take a foul?
What's your number, 5 seconds?
Mine is 5 or less.
8.5 right now. Front court baseline inbounds. Drew Holiday has it. Looking. Still looking. Gets it into the corner. Brown gets off a 3 for the tie and hits with 5 and 7/10 seconds to go. Indiana's got a timeout. They'll use it to advance the ball, but we are tied at 117. 2 huge turnovers down the stretch, giving Boston numerous opportunities. And Jaylen Brown hits on a tying 3 with 5.7.
Of the 5 guys in the game, Jaylen Brown at 35% in the regular season was the lowest percent of the 5 shooters available They ran the play. They got him the ball in the left corner, and Jaylen Brown delivered. But 5.7 seconds left, an awful long time. Just remember, Indiana just had trouble getting the ball in bounds and has turned the ball over their last 2 possessions.
This crowd is re-engaged, PJ, our attendance tracker. Sellout here at TD Garden, 19,156, brought to you by Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN. Get great deals on the hottest tickets. Experience it live.
Yeah, well, this crowd just, like Lazarus, came back from the dead because they weren't believing until that shot went down.
Jaylen Brown, 24 points, his only three-pointer of the night. Just tied the game, but Indiana will advance using their last timeout.
Last time it was Nembhard who made the shot. I would expect it to be Halliburton or Pascal Siakam.
Nembhard will do the honors. Inbounding from the left side, gets it into Halliburton, sees the clock with 4, drives inside the arc, to his right. Halliburton has to get a shot off, does, heavily contested, missed it. We're headed to overtime in game 1.
Not a good shot, well defended by Boston. Didn't really have a look, dribbled toward the sideline, head fake. Defender did not leave his feet. He finally had to settle for a falling away shot. Got to give a lot of credit to Derek White, who was the defender. Then there's a switch. Tatum picks him up and pressures the shot. Tyrese Halliburton literally took that shot falling out of bounds. Last 3 offensive possessions, very disappointing if you're an Indiana Pacer fan.
They had the win in their fingertips. The Pacers could not close it out. Some critical turnovers, and now we'll add 5 more minutes to the clock, and game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals is headed to overtime, and they're partying here in Boston. This overtime period is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Mark Testisher, PJ Carlissimo, and George Sedano with you from Beantown in game 1 of this best of 7.
I will say this, the last 3 possessions, that was good defense there by Derek White and Jason Tatum forcing that tough shot. It was good defense by Jaylen Brown forcing the turnover on the inbound from the backcourt. It wasn't good defense. Tyrese Halliburton just lost the ball coming up the court on the possession before that. Nonetheless, 2 really poor turnovers for Indiana, and then the inability to stop Boston and get a shot themselves.
Getting set for overtime here in game number 1. Looking at fouls, nobody really in significant foul trouble. Aaron Nesmith has 4 for Indiana.
And we should point out to the listeners, 2 timeouts for each team now in the overtime period. And the bonus in the overtime period occurs on the 4th foul, not on the 5th foul.
Drew Holiday had 8 points in that 4th quarter. Pascal Siakam had 10. This is the 3rd overtime game of this postseason. And it was looking like the Celtics were going to drop to 15-15 at home over the last 3 postseasons, but took advantage of turnovers. And Jaylen Brown with a 3-point tying basket with 5.7 seconds to go. And we are headed to overtime.
The Celtics have not played an overtime game in the playoffs. Indiana played 1 and won that game. So they're 1-0 in overtime games.
Here we go as we'll play 5 more minutes at least. Tied at 117. The great Mike Gorman, the retiring voice of the Boston Celtics, sitting courtside, being shown on the above-screen monitor and getting a great hand. As the opening tip of overtime is controlled by the Celtics, who continue to work from our right to left. Drew Holiday at the controls. Second light for the Celtics here in game 1. White very physically able to get to the top. Now to Holiday on the left, bouncing to Tatum. Spins behind Halliburton. Pass to the corner is tipped in the air. Grabbed by Brown. Gets a 3 off. Late clock. Missed it. Rebound Siakam.
Good defense there by the Pacers.
Down floor, Nesmith works from the right. Tries to get it to Halliburton and does.
They need to get an early bucket, Testy, to settle him down.
Halliburton works to the right, opening 30 seconds of overtime. Now to Nesmith on the drive. Little fall-away 10-footers a miss.
Not even close.
Not a great look. Rebounded by Drew Holiday. Now Brown rushes to the tip of the circle. Outside to White, left side Tatum. Quick bounce to Horford. Corner three, no good. Rebound contested, and Holiday comes away with it. Spins by Neesmith, got in the air. I thought he landed on the ground, but they're going to say jump ball, but he was tied up. That's Rick Carlisle's clapping his hands, so
5th or 6th offensive rebound for Boston in the 4th quarter, and now early in the overtime. Indiana's been hurt by these extra opportunities for the Celtics.
Neesmith tied up Holiday. They will jump at the free throw line to our left. Tied at 117. 1 minute gone by here in the 5-minute overtime. Ball is away, ends up off the head of David Guthrie, the official who tossed it, and controlled by the Pacers. Here's Nembhard, front court. Nembhard down the lane, stripped of the ball, foul. That's why he was stripped at 3:52 to go here in regulation. Side out of bounds coming for the Pacers. Drew Holiday picks up the foul, his 3rd.
Well, momentum doesn't win you anything, but it's clearly all Boston right now. That's why I think it's so important for Indiana to get a bucket to settle things down so they can hopefully play from ahead.
In overtime, correct myself, at 3:50 to go here in OT. Halliburton to the left, sees an opening, takes a three, and buries it. And Indiana has the early lead in overtime. 6th triple for Tyrese Halliburton, 22 points, 10 assists.
This team will not go away.
Halliburton had 6 threes in the Game 7 clincher Sunday at Madison Square Garden. Derek White against Halliburton, behind the back escape dribble. Finds Tatum in the left corner. His three on its way, no good. Rebounded by Turner. 3:20 to go in OT.
JT continues to struggle from 3. Casti came in shooting 28%.
Here's Halliburton squaring for 3. Missed that one on target too long. And it's Neesmith from behind, offensive rebound, but stolen by Holiday, who got hit in the face after he took it away. Neesmith with the foul.
Wow, I don't know who hit him, but he got hit across the eye. Neesmith went jumping in and appeared to have a great rebound, and then he lost it, and there was a collision. No free throws will be involved in this. We're watching the replay. Neesmith had the ball. Jason Tatum knocked it out of his hand.
And when Neesmith tried to grab it with the right hand, he caught a piece. 5 fouls on Neesmith.
Tatum 1 for 7 from 3 tonight, Testy.
Struggle indeed. 3 minutes to go in overtime. Boston down 3. Brown with it against Halliburton. Takes him down deep. Puts it up with the left hand and scores it. Boston within 1.
They continue to attack Tyrese Halliburton.
Andrew Nembhard in the front court. Will direct traffic here. Halliburton playing off ball. Siakam sets a high screen. Nembhard explodes to the free throw line. Back to Pascal in the high post with 10 to shoot. Back to the basket against the smaller White. Outside to Nembhard. Drives on Horford. Shot blocked by Horford. Tatum comes up with it. Gets by Halliburton. Went for the jam. Couldn't get it. But Horford cleans it up. Puts it in. And Boston takes the lead.
We got a foul. I don't know if it's on the first or the second shot, Testy.
I think it's on the first because they haven't put those points up.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow. That's on Neesmith. He's done. Aaron Neesmith, 6 fouls and out.
That's a tough call.
But the putback bucket waved off, and Tatum going to the line with a chance to put Boston out in front.
Andrew Nembhard saying, hey, I got pushed also going to the basket, and they got the foul on. No foul on Horford. JT.
First one ties the game.
On the line. He was dunking it. Tyrese Halliburton actually tried to stop him. Would have been a take foul at half court, and he just blew right by him.
Jason Tatum, 1 for 7 at the three-point line. Now 7 of 9 at the free throw line, and those 2 free throws put Boston in front with 2:27 to go in overtime. 121 to 120. 2 highest scoring teams in the league going at it. McConnell drives, deflected by White, kicked out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to the Pacers here with 2:19 to go in overtime.
Yeah, T.J. McConnell saying to David Guthrie, hey, we got to get calls on this basket also.
Baseline front court trigger. McConnell looking, loops it into Siakam on the wing. 2:15 left in OT here in game 1. Siakam dribbles against Tatum with 10 to shoot. Backs him down toward the high post. Out to Halliburton, 5 to shoot. Tyrese finds Siakam fading. Shooting, missing, rebounded by Horford.
Great look, and he couldn't finish it.
2 minutes to go in OT. Celtics with the lead, 121 to 120. Jason Tatum, ball in his hands between the rings. Holiday sets a very tight screen and turns it over. Halliburton in three instead of pulling transition, gets fouled from behind on the three-point attempt.
I cannot believe he stopped on a breakaway to shoot a three. Even worse, he got fouled from behind. Tyrese Halliburton.
Wow. Derek White commits the personal. It will put Halliburton at the line with 3 free throws, trailing by 1.
The scoreboard's correct, Testy. That's 4 fouls on Boston already. So from now on, Indiana will be shooting free throws on every foul. Indiana's only committed 2 fouls.
Halliburton hit the first to tie it, hits the second to give the Pacers the lead, and one more coming for the all-star fourth-year man, Tyrese Halliburton. 24 points, 10 assists. Free throws, good, made them all.
Both teams still with 2 turnovers.
123 to 121, Indiana.
Indiana with a foul to give if they so choose.
We have been treated to an outstanding Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Tatum with it, right foot on the three-point line, gives it to Jaylen Brown. He'll drive into the lane, lost the ball. Was it knocked out, or did he lose it? Officials look at each other, and Tyler Ford says it's Boston ball. Wow. Shot clock at 8 for the Celtics.
I thought it could have been off Jaylen Brown's leg as he got stripped and the ball dropped straight down.
White gets it into Tatum. Down 2 are the Celtics. Explodes toward the rim. Hangs, layup. Falls out. No good. Tip won't go. White got another offensive rebound. Holiday on the wing to White. White foul on the floor is the call from Tony Brothers that time on a little hip check.
Remember what Rick Carlisle told us, what decided every game in the New York series was rebounds. And right now, Boston is coming up with offensive rebound after offensive rebound.
Inbound from the side. Celtics have it into Horford, now to White. Minute 15 to go in OT. 8 to shoot. White finds Tatum in the lane. Got fouled. Puts it up with a right hand and in. We are tied in an and 1 for Jason Tatum.
Rick Carlisle's beside himself, and he's right. The 2 players, he and Imar, were just knocking each other down. There was no call. The 3 officials are huddling right now.
Oh, boy. P.J. McConnell was forced to foul Tatum.
Rick Carlisle's really, really upset. And he's got it right. They were just hooked around with each other, Nimhard and Jason Tatum, and finally Nimhard went down to the ground, and they got it to Tatum. He was all by himself.
Free throw good. 3-point play for the lead. 124-123 Boston. Tatum with 31 points here in the opener. He has scored at least 30 in 9 straight games against Indiana. Halliburton on the left, tightly guarded by Holiday into a turnover. All defense, second team, 6th time on the NBA all defensive teams, and he just forced a huge turnover with 1:02 to go.
Tyrese Halliburton's decision-making down the stretch has not been good. That's 3 turnovers for Halliburton and a questionable shot.
21 for the game for Indiana. And a critical one down the stretch cost him in regulation. 124-123 Boston, 50 seconds to go in overtime. Here's White driving the free throw line to the dotted line. Kicks it out to Tatum. 1 dribble. Squares for 3. Hits it! Jason Tatum with a huge triple with 42 seconds left to give Boston a 2-possession lead.
1 for 7 doesn't matter. Make it 2 for 8 now. The biggest shot of the game, Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum has scored the last 8 Boston points. Jaylen Brown rescued the Celtics late in regulation, and Tatum trying to carry him to the finish line here in Game 1. What a wild scene here at TD Garden.
42.8 seconds to go. Both teams in the bonus. Indiana still with 1 timeout remaining. Boston has both of theirs, and we've got a 2-possession game.
The 105th postseason game for 26-year-old Jason Tatum, who has tortured the Indiana Pacers the last couple of years. 34 points, 12 rebounds, 9 straight 30-point games against the Pacers. That includes the regular season and the playoffs, the longest streak against the Pacers all time.
12 for 26 from the field, JT, but 6 of those misses were from the 3-point line. Not that time.
Here in overtime, Jason Tatum has outscored Indiana. Pacers have only scored 6 points in OT. We told you about Tatum's 8. 127-123 Boston. 42 and 8/10 seconds to go here in OT game 1.
Ideally, Indiana would score before the 24-second clock, really above 30 seconds. Doesn't have to be a 3, but needs to happen relatively quickly.
Inbound to Siakam. Siakam drives on Brown, gets deep, and Brown takes it away. Steal Jaylen Brown racing into the front court. Finds Tatum with 30 seconds to go. Another big steal. And a timeout called by Joe Mazzulla, protecting a 4-point lead. And the Celtics, terrific defense. Number 2 in defensive efficiency during the regular season, comes up with a steal of Indiana, who's turned it over 22 times.
I mean, there's really nothing else to say. You can talk about missing some shots down the stretch. You can talk about a lot of other things, poor defense, but you don't need to go any deeper than 22 turnovers for 30 points off those turnovers, including 2 when they had a 2-possession lead at the end of regulation. Just totally uncalled for, and a couple of them unforced.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, it looked like he had kicked the ball out.
Twice he lost the ball. Once in regulation, once in overtime. That was good defense there by Jaylen Brown.
And then the other turnover late in regulation was the inbounds pass that Siakam didn't take a great route toward the inbounder. And Brown able to knock it off of him and out of bounds. And so Boston leads it 127-123. Still 31 seconds to go here in overtime. Celtics will have possession with a 4-point advantage.
Need I say, Indiana had a 3-point lead later than this in regulation, and it wasn't enough. But if they don't steal the inbounds pass, Indiana cannot afford to let it go very long. They're going to have to take a foul and hope they get some cooperation from the Celtics.
Derek White looking, gets it into Drew Holiday, double covered on the hash, and smartly fires it off the chest of Halliburton and out of bounds.
Well, see, Drew Holiday came all the way to the ball, which you should do, but it left him on the sideline, and they double-teamed him right away. He made a smart play to get out of the trap.
They can inbound into the backcourt if they want. They'll inbound into the front court. The Holiday hits the cutting White, lays it in. 6-point lead. 25 seconds to go in overtime. McConnell's going to pick it up at three-quarter court to Obi Toppin. Toppin on the drive. Toppin throws it out to the corner. Siakam, he'll drive into the lane. Flips it up, flips it in with 17.5, and it's a 4-point Celtic lead. Full court pressure into Holiday, quickly grabbed by Halliburton to stop the clock with 16.7 to go.
If he makes both, which he's certainly capable of doing, Drew Holiday, they're going to have to take a 3. It's got to be quick, and it's got to be a 3. That was their last chance where they could make it 2 and play the foul game right now.
Celtics only lost 4 times on the parquet during the regular season. They lost each game 2 of their first 2 series of this postseason as Drew Holiday hits the first free throw. And now Holiday's going to try to give them the full 6-point lead here with 16.7 left.
83% free thrower, Drew Holiday.
Holiday was signed an extension with the Celtics here in his first year. Spins the ball, free throw, yes. Full 2-possession lead up 6, and you're right, Indiana needs a quick 3. Here's Halliburton finding McConnell. McConnell with it and fouled by Derek White, who wraps him up with 12.9 to go here in overtime.
To not allow him to shoot a 3, to make him shoot 2 free throws.
Smart play. Oftentimes we only think about the 3-point lead, but a 6-point lead, just as effective. With 12.9 to go, McConnell heads to the line.
Good job by Joe Mazzulla. Both teams still with 1 turnover each.
First free throw of the night for TJ, and he splashes the first one home. Pacers still down 5.
He may miss this. I don't know that they can afford this to go in and play the game. I would expect a miss and see if they can get a quick 3.
All right, let's see what McConnell does here on the second. And he misses it. It's tapped in the air, but too high over the square. There's a loose ball foul on Boston.
On Jason Tatum.
Wow. And 2 more free throws coming with very little time expiring off the clock. 12.4 to go. Teams trying to execute down the stretch. Indiana did not in regulation. And that's a big one. They'll check the clock here. Maybe it should not have started. It's at 12-4 right now as Tyler Ford comes over.
Yeah, Tyler Ford came over to ask how much time was on the clock when they fouled T.J. McConnell.
Celtics going to use their challenge, I believe, here. They had one remaining. Up, the green light goes on. And so they will challenge this loose ball foul call, which, if it's not reversed, will mean 2 free throws for Indiana. And if it's the other way around,
ball foul on Boston, the player's been challenged by Boston.
It would be 2 free throws on the other end. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Do not drive off the road with this big news.
DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Morning 6 to 10.
I'll give it to you whenever you want it. WEPN-FM, New York.
Mark Kestecher, PJ Carlissimo, George Sedano with you, our entire ESPN Radio crew. What are you seeing on this challenge
holding each
review?
other. Both guys have their arms wrapped around each other, so take your pick. It probably is going to stay the way it was. That is Boston's. If the foul call is held up, then that's Boston's last time out.
Tony Brothers waiting for the horn to sound.
There is a grab on the play, therefore the loose ball foul stands. The challenge is unsuccessful, and Boston loses their timeout.
There you go.
They have a chance to make it a one-possession game now. If Obi Toppin can make both of the free throws, and Obi came in shooting 79% in the playoffs, 77% in the regular season. If he can make both, it's a one-possession game.
And T.J. McConnell took his first free throws last time. These are the first for Toppin here in Game 1. 13 points. Down 5. Needs both to make it a one-possession game. Basket to our right. First one is good. Toppin played his first 3 years with the Knicks. In his first year with Indiana, he's played every game this year.
No timeout. They have got to get the ball in bounds. There's no taking a timeout and advancing it. They got to get it in bounds under their own basket.
Lost it on the challenge, did Boston. Here's Toppin to make it a 3-point game, and he does with 12.9. Ball trickles away. David Guthrie now sends it to Tony Brothers, who'll give it to Jason Tatum. Boston by 3. Inbound to Holiday. 2 defenders converge. Now to White. Now it's keep away to Tatum, and Tatum gets fouled at half court with 8.6 seconds to go. Jason Tatum, 34 points working, and a chance to make it a 2-possession lead here with 8.6 to go in overtime.
Indiana's still with one timeout left, but they're going to need a lot of cooperation from the Celtics.
Tatum 8 for 10 at the free throw line. First one. Good. 4-point lead, Boston. 132 to 128. The 2 highest scoring teams in the NBA have not disappointed tonight here in Game 1. 30 points off turnovers for the Celtics, their second most in any game this season, regular season or postseason. A lot of help from Indiana tonight.
32 points off turnovers, 21 points off turnovers for Indiana.
Tatum makes both, back to a 5-point lead. 8.6 to go. Indiana needs a quick bucket. Baseball pass received by Siakam. Sends it over to Halliburton. Turns for 3. In and out. Rebound contested. Saved by Brown. 1 second to go. And that's it. Game 1 goes to the Celtics. An improbable late regulation comeback. And Boston hangs on to win in overtime. 133 to 128.
Great competitive game. Many mistakes by both teams. 15 turnovers for Boston, and they won 22 turnovers for Indiana, and that's the primary reason they were not able to. They outshot the Celtics 54% to 48%. They outshot them from the 3. 37 to 33. They shot 90% from the free throw line, but not enough offensive rebounds and certainly too many turnovers.
Jason Tatum, 36 points, standing by with George Sedano.
Jason, you guys had double-digit leads twice. You guys had an opportunity where they looked like they were going to close this thing out. How did you pull this thing out?
Man, that was ugly. All right, we haven't had many close playoff games so far, and man, being down 3, no timeouts, and one timeout, we had 2 opportunities, and we get a steal, and JB hit a big shot, we got to stop. We just felt like we had a second chance in that overtime, whether we deserved it or not, the way we was playing, but that second chance, we knew we were going to take it over.
When Jalen hit the 3, there was 8.5 seconds left. Were you surprised they didn't foul?
I don't know, but I'm glad he didn't.
Okay, fair enough. Defensively, though, you guys caused a lot of havoc, particularly with forcing those turnovers down the stretch. What was the mentality with you and Drew and everybody down the stretch in that scenario?
I mean, it was a really good team, especially on the offensive end. They put so much pressure on you, and if they're allowed to play freely and they don't feel any pressure, it's going to be tough to stop them. So, they put a lot of pressure on you. You got to up your defense and physicality and talk for the whole 48 minutes of 53 minutes, whatever it was.
Now, you mentioned it a second ago, there's been a lot of chatter about you haven't been in close games, the clutch points, all that stuff, and the clutch moments. What does this say about the resiliency of this team?
We know what we're capable of. This core group has been in so many playoff games throughout our career, blowouts, on the bad end of that, and, we won a lot of close games. So we understand that never say die. We got 48 minutes late to the end of the buzzer, and try to figure it out.
Is Deuce in the house?
No, it's school night, but he'll be here Thursday for a little bit. He can't stay up too late.
All right, Jason, congratulations. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
All right, George, thanks a lot. Yeah, it's 11:03 Eastern Time. In the old days, PJ, you and I would have the transistor radio under the pillow. Maybe there was a stream, but I'm guessing Deuce will wake up to the highlights. A victory for the Celtics, and I think important to touch again on the fact that clutch time Boston, that's 5 points, 5 minutes. They've blown so many teams out this year. They actually struggled in clutch time, but they took advantage of every Indiana Pacer turnover down the stretch, including a turnover up 3 with about 10 seconds to go in regulation.
2 major turnovers at the end of regulation with a 3-point lead for the Indiana Pacers. At one point, the Celtics led by 12. Indiana made a run, got it down to 3, I believe. Then they led by 10. Then Indiana took the lead in the game. Then they led by 13 one other time. It wasn't enough. Indiana just kept coming. They shot the ball very well. What they did not do was take good care of the ball, and that more than anything else really hurt them. And unfortunately, in the fourth quarter and in the overtime, too many offensive rebounds got Boston Celtics some extra opportunities, and they took advantage of it.
We have seen this. I know you've watched a lot more basketball than I when an underrated team comes in and nearly steals game 1, and it still could end up going in a sweep, or Indiana has proved to themselves they can play with the top-seeded Celtics as we head to Game 2 on Thursday.
I think it's the latter. I'm not saying that they're going to win here. As you said, they were 37-4 in the regular season. This is the best team in the NBA, clearly proven over the course of the year. But Indiana is playing very, very well right now, and the way they shoot the ball and the weapons they have, the pace, they can match Boston and get it up and down. I still think we have the potential for a very, very competitive series.
Tatum and Brown will play their 100th postseason together on Thursday night. Tonight, Tatum goes for 36. He was Mr. Clutch in overtime. Brown goes for 26, including the game-tying 3 at the end of regulation with about 5.7 seconds on the clock. And the Celtics take Game 1 of this best-of-7 Eastern Conference Final Series by a final of 133-128. Now for PJ Carlissimo, George Sedano, our producer John Medani, our engineer Al Rosenberg, I'm Mark Kestisher. That'll do it for now from Boston. Let's send it to Jim Basquill in the studio with the postgame show.
All right, Kesty, thanks so much. And that is the 16th time, by the way, that duo of Tatum and Brown go for 25-plus in the same postseason game. That's one back of Bird and McHale in Celtics postseason history. The NBA on ESPN Radio has been presented by Indeed. When you need to hire, Indeed.com TeamObile.com/credit. Coming up next on the post-game show, it's the game flow. Wild one it was in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. One the Pacers seemed to have won, but not so fast. Highlights on the other side. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Progressive presents 10 things on a food truck owner's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Stocking the fridge, prepping the stations, finding employees that get along well, finding employees that actually do their job. Looking at you, Gary. Balancing the books, balancing the flavors, having a fresh menu and fresh produce and fresh meat, but never a fresh mouth. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
We're David and Greg Figueroa, founders of Melinda's Hot Sauce. If we were a big corporate brand, we might hire a voice actor. But we're not, so we'll just tell you about our 41 unique flavors of craft hot sauce. Dude, we can talk about the way we balance heat with the fresh flavor of real ingredients. Wow, nice. Set your mouth on flavor with Melinda's Hot Sauces. Find them at your local retailer or online at melindas.com. That's MELINDAS.com.
From taking on extra shifts to the years of hard work, the success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and life and work experience. Plus, we offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need. Begin your next success soon. Undergraduate classes start June 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Our negative thoughts can stick with us, so we all have something to get off our chest. Therapy is a safe space to share whatever's weighing you down, so you can get some relief and find a solution. BetterHelp offers professional, affordable online therapy on a flexible schedule. Start the process in minutes and switch therapists anytime. Let it out with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/score today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/score.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Jim Basketball back on the post-game show on the heels of a scintillating Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals where the Celtics and Pacers went to overtime. We mentioned in the pregame the Celtics dominant in the game ones of their previous series, having won by 20 and 25 points respectively. This one awfully close, though, throughout. Game Flow is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle your auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. So the Celtics jumped out to an early advantage in this one. How about the game's first 12 points?
At 76% first half, they're 0 for 5. And Al Horford buries a three from the wing, and Rick Carlisle can wait no longer. Timeout, Boston, 12-0 start to the conference finals.
Yeah, the Celtics jump out to that 12-0 advantage, but the Pacers fight back and got within 3 after 1. Later in the second quarter, they get even.
Halliburton's got it. Down floor for Siakam, missed him. Holiday tries to save it, saves it to Siakam, who picks it up, finds a cutting Neesmith for the jam, and Indiana's come back from down 12 to tie it.
Now I can say that lead didn't mean anything.
And had the game even at 57. Derek White and Tyrese Halliburton swapped threes at the end of the half. The game was even at 64 at the break. Indiana shooting nearly 59%, 53% from 3, 8 of 15 from beyond the arc. The Celtics under 32% from that three-point line, 7 of 22. And Miles Turner, 18 points in that opening half, led the visitors. The Pacers jump out early third quarter. A Halliburton three gave them a 69-64 advantage. Celtics went on a 7-0 run to regain the top side of the scoreboard, but again the Pacers went up top when the Celtics this time hit them with a 13-0 run, and this time it was Jason Tatum leading that charge.
Turner tried to get deep and pass it out, stolen by Holiday, gives to Tatum, who rushes in, lays it up, and Boston takes the lead. A quick surge, 71-69, timeout Indiana.
That was the bucket that gave a 2-point spread. This got him up 11.
Here's Tatum driving into the lane. Ducks got the contact, puts it up and in. Jason Tatum, the and one, 12 straight points for the Celtics.
Yeah, they extended it to 13-0. Celtics were in control up 11, but the Pacers kept coming back. Aaron Neesmith, the former Celtic, hit a three that got him within 4, then final ticks third quarter.
Still looking, finds Halliburton coming to him. Halliburton deep, Brown on his way, ducks under, gets off a three, off the basket and in. Hits the backboard, circles the rim. That is 2 straight late quarter threes for Halliburton, and it's a 1-point game going to the fourth.
Yeah, how about a 14-2 run by Indiana to end the quarter to get within a point? Fourth quarter, Pascal Siakam jumper gave them the lead with under 5 minutes to go. Then his defense led to offense the other way.
There's a steal
by Siakam on the pass from Brown. Halliburton, no look for Siakam, jams it home. Timeout Boston. The Pacers go up 4, a steal and a score with 4.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, that was part of a 13-4 Indiana run. This was a game of runs on both sides. Had Indiana up 4 at 108 to 104. Neesmith a +1, had him up 111 to 107. Then final half minute, Tyrese Halliburton turnover gave the ball back to Boston, down 3. They couldn't convert to get the game square, but Indiana gave them another shot with their 19th turnover. This time, the Celtics got a good look, courtesy of Jaylen Brown.
Drew Holiday has it. Looking. Still looking. Gets it into the corner. Brown gets off a three for the tie and hits with 5 and 7/10 seconds to go. Indiana's got a timeout. They'll use it to advance the ball, but we are tied at 117.
Sloppy play by the Pacers down the stretch kept giving the Celtics opportunities, and this time the Celtics made them pay. Halliburton couldn't get a clear look at the end of regulation, so we were on to overtime. In the extra session, the Celtics with Jason Tatum grabbed control.
Inbound from the side. Celtics have it into Horford, now to White. Minute 15 to go in OT. 8 to shoot. White finds Tatum in the lane. Got fouled. Puts it up with a right hand and in. We are tied. And an and one for Jason Tatum.
Yeah, that +1 had him at the top side of the scoreboard. Tatum, though, followed with a dagger from deep.
124-123 Boston. 50 seconds to go in overtime. Here's White driving the free throw line to the dotted line. Kicks it out to Tatum. One dribble. Squares for 3. Hits it! Jason Tatum with a huge triple with 42 seconds left to give Boston a 2-possession lead.
Game set match. Tatum on an 8-0 personal run, 9 straight 30-point games against the Pacers. You could have given it to Brown, but we'll give this one to Tatum with the getting it done play of the game that helps seal it. It's brought to you by Grainger, with supplies and solutions for every industry. Grainger, ready to help. Call clickgrainger.com. Now, meantime, Tatum, 36 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, a plus 20 with him on the floor as the Celtics get a 133-128 win. Brown, 26 himself. Again, 16th time that duo has hit for 25-plus points in the same postseason game. It was Brown post-game with our Lisa Salters.
Jalen, just describe this game for me.
Just distract me. Indiana, they play so fast, they put pressure on you, and we got to be better going forward. But give credit to Indiana tonight. They play hella fast, man. We got to be able to keep up.
What was the difference in overtime?
Say it again?
What was the difference in overtime?
I think we just made some momentum plays. JT finally woke up, made some baskets, and we was able to make some plays towards the end. But we got to be better, to be honest. But I'll take the win tonight.
The 3 that you made to tie it and send it to overtime, just what was the play?
It's the playoffs. We drew up a play, and it was perfectly executed. I told Drew I was going to be open in the corner, and I was, and I knocked it down. So it went exactly how we planned it.
You talked about managing the emotions of a game. Just what were the emotions like tonight?
A lot of ups and downs. I don't think we played our best, but the game is fast. You don't have no time to make excuses. You got to keep going, and that's what we did tonight, and we found a way to win in there.
And no doubt about it, but the Pacers got to be kicking themselves, right? 21 turnovers led to 30 points off turnovers for the Celtics. Indiana had this game late. They gave it back to Boston, and the Celtics, to their credit, cashed in. That takes us to the answer to the In the Zone poll question. Who was in the zone for tonight's game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals? You tallied up your votes, and you gave us Jason Tatum. 36 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, a plus 20 with him on the floor. He garnered 67% of the vote, overwhelming as he took over this game in the extra session. In the Zone brought to you by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Again, Game 1, Western Conference Finals tomorrow night. Dallas Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves. Our coverage comes your way at 8 Eastern. You get full conference finals coverage with Evan Cohen, Chris Candy, and Michelle Smallman on Unsportsmanlike weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. And that is followed by Greeny until noon.